Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Mike Melton back in the Spotlight Podcast live tonight. Got a very, very special guest in the house. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting to interview this brother. Perhaps the best Division III basketball player in New Jersey history. Have the honor tonight to have three-time NJAC Player of the Year, three-time All-American, National Player, 2001 National Player of the Year, 2,000-point scorer. Led the team to the Final Four and the national championship game at William Patterson University. No other than Horace Jenkins tonight. Horace, thanks for coming on, brother, a.k.a. June.
Yes, sir. What's up, Mike, man? I appreciate you having me on. And to all the viewers, I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. You know, I'm extremely excited about having the chance to do this interview. And like I said, man, it's always a blessing when I get a chance to just, share my story and my testimony, because, I know that God has used me as an example to, a numerous amount of other people who probably experiencing some similarities as to what I went through, and, just be able to get my message across. And if it can impact one person, man, it's a blessing for me. So I'm extremely humble, and I'm excited to be, to be on.
Thank you, brother. All right, let's get at it. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
This episode of In the Spotlight Podcast has been brought to you by A Game Hoops. Check out my boy Carl Hines at A Game Hoops, man.
My God, Carl. What's up, Carl?
They did, man. He got it popping out there with the hottest tournaments and gear for your team. Check out A Game Hoops, one of the best sponsors we got for Basketball Spotlight, man. Anytime I need them for anything we need for our events, when we do for the youth and for the public, man, he always come through. You need any uniforms or you want to go to the hottest tournaments, check out agamehoops.com. So here we go, brother. Let's get at it, man. Let's talk about growing up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, man.
Right. Like what a lot of people don't know, man, Elizabeth is solely responsible for me and what I was fortunate enough to become. And some people just, a star or whatever have you. But it's solely responsible because growing up in the city environment, there was so many things that helped prepare me, I should say, for all the obstacles that I faced and adversity that I had to withstand. And just the preparation in terms of all of the things that I was exposed to, all of the just the opportunities that it provided for me, and the challenges that it provided for me. It helped mold me into the person that I eventually become. So I'm extremely thankful for Elizabeth, and that's my city. I love my city, and everything that I did, I felt like I did it for my city, man. You know what I mean? So when you mention Horace, they'll say that kid from Elizabeth, man, and I'm proud. I'm a proud representative of Eastwick, man. So I love my city, man, and that's where it all began for me.
Indeed. So when was the first time you picked up the rock, man, and why?
You know what's funny, Mike? If you ask 90% of the people in Elizabeth, they'll tell you that I was a better football player than a basketball player. I didn't even, I went to the rec and I played basketball because my friends played it, but football was my first love. And I was really, really good at football. I didn't start playing organized basketball to the 8th grade. And honestly, I did it because my friends was doing it. You know what I mean? But it was something about basketball. When I first picked the basketball up, playing organized my 8th grade year, I start to grow a love for the game. You know what I mean? Like, it was something about the competitive nature, and I grew up in an environment where you were challenged. Like I grew up playing against older guys. I grew up in an era where we played 21, where it's 22 people. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Where it's 22 people at one court. And honestly, it's so funny that because that taught you so much about the game of basketball. It taught you how to box out. It taught you how to trap. It taught you how to beat a trap. It taught you how to rebound. It taught you how to, attack on certain angles, how to get your shot off in traffic or whatever the case is. And I give 21 so much credit for me being able to grow as a basketball player. So 8th grade, I started playing. 9th grade, I started to really take a liking to it. 10th grade, when I played for Coach Phil Colicchio or whatever, I started to grow a passion for it or whatever the case is. And
indeed, I talked to Phil, and when he came on the show, it was funny, right? So we got to the part to where you gotta talk about who was your best player you ever coached,
right?
Quickly, he said your name. It wasn't even then. He said when he went on the varsity level, he started talking about Des Wade and a couple other players. But when I asked him who was the best player he ever coached, and he said he coached you on JV, and he said it quickly. So just talk about that experience of
that. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard that, because obviously Coach Kalik has had a ton of success everywhere he's been. He's been in Elizabeth and won an enormous amount of JV championships, had a lot of winning seasons, undefeated seasons, back to back and whatever. And then he went to Linden and had even more success, winning state championships. And Coach Phil has been fortunate enough to coach a lot of talented players or whatever. So when he said that, it was very humbling for me. But Mike, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I say this respectfully, that was my goal. I wanted to be the very best at what I did, and I used so much of being overlooked and, not probably being a ranked player. I used that as motivation. I never hated on nobody. I never complained. All I did was, man, I put my hard hat on and you put me up against the best. And, my mentality coming from Elizabeth, and that's why I'm so thankful. Whoever was the best player, I had a coach named Curtis Myers who told me, this is how you get better. He was my mentor and my coach. And anytime we played against somebody, I will play the best player. I will always play the best player. And for Phil to say that he think that I was his best player, man, I'm just appreciative. I'm appreciative of that, man. It's extremely humbling, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't embrace it, because at the end of the day, when I set myself out, I wanted my legacy to be remembered by the masses. You know what I'm saying? So that's just in a nutshell. For him to say that, it's just that was a mindset for me. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I remember playing for Phil, and he would challenge me all the time. It was just so crazy, because as great of an offensive player that I became, I was really known for defense. He would put me in the game.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No lie. This is no lie, Mike. He would put me in the game and he would say, June, I need you to get a steal. And right away, we go on 6-0 runs. I get a steal. I just had great timing. And that was my thing. And that's what I think as a basketball player, I became a complete player, because I did mine the opposite way. I perfected the defensive side of the ball first. So, I honed in on being great at that. So once I honed in on being great at that, and when my offense started to, I started to get more confidence and really start feeling myself as a basketball player or whatever the case is. And the one thing that I would say, honestly, when I was younger, just playing in the system, because in the system, you're restricted to do certain things. Now, when I was playing in the rec centers and different leagues outside of school, it was easy because I had the freedom to just do what I want to do. And I started to really understand my abilities, my quickness, my explosiveness, my speed. And I always use that to my advantage or whatever. But I remember having opportunities in Elizabeth, and they kind of being held on a leash or whatever the case is. But I never complained. You know what I mean? I just waited my turn. And I remember winning a JV championship my sophomore year with Phil. And back then, it's not like what it was now, like where people are playing varsity as a freshman. When I was a freshman, I played freshman, because
it was different back then. It was different.
Our JV team was immaculate. They went undefeated 2 years in a row. And, you respect the game. Like I said, I've never been a hater on nobody. If anything, I aspired to become that, or I was inspired by, what they set forth. And I remember, playing for him. And, one of the things Phil was real tough on me, and I didn't understand it at the time, but obviously now, being older, I've gained a greater understanding and appreciation of what he was able to help instill in me at that early age, or whatever the case is, at that young age, because it instilled the hunger in me. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, Elizabeth was just like, winning was everything. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so second. It was second to winning was everything. And when I say everything, everything. So it became a mindset. I didn't think I was supposed to lose or whatever. And I'm thankful to them that they helped instill that in me. And Phil had a big responsibility in that because of his mentality. He was a hard-nosed coach. And I even told him when I went to see Elizabeth play, and I told him, I said, Coach, man, like you're a lot softer than what you was. So you know, like I didn't, you know, it's just funny, man. But it was great playing for him. You know, I appreciate him. And, you know, even 25 years later or 30 years later, I'm still able to have the type of relationship that I have with him. We see each other, we embrace each other, give each other hugs. And to hear him sing high praise of me, man, and, like, I appreciate it. And Coach, I thank you. I appreciate you. And salute to you, man, and continue success with everything that you do, man. So, and
then what happened? Did you not play your junior, senior year? Or
just no. I played my junior year. Now, my junior year, and this is, and everything that I'm a transparent person, right? I'm not going to sit up here, you know, and try to tell a Cinderella story. I'm just authentic, you know. I'm authentically me, right? I played behind Lawrence Thomas, and Lawrence Thomas was Elizabeth, an elite player, all-state guy or whatever.
I remember him.
Now what I would say is I felt that I should have been getting more opportunities my junior year. Obviously, Lawrence was a Division I player, went to UNLV, and then he eventually wanted to transfer to Villanova, and deservedly so. But I'm telling you, there was some times in practice where I'm telling you, man, I took it personal. You know, nothing personal against him, but I'm a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ahead of me, I'm going to do everything in practice to try to, you know, prove to the coaches, prove to my peers, my teammates that, yo, I belong here. You know what I'm saying? And in layman's terms, excuse my mouth, he can't mess with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love it. Talk it.
And that was just my mentality. And like I said, that mentality strictly came from growing up in Elizabeth, downtown Elizabeth. It came from that. You know, I thought my best was better than anybody else's best. Now, from an IQ perspective, I can say, you know, he probably was further than me, but competitively and just ability, you know, I felt like I had that. And I felt like, you know, I was deserving of more than the opportunity that I was getting. But once again, I went to practice every day, work hard. And there were some times that, you know, the second team would get the best of the first team, or I would win the one-on-one battle between him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I do appreciate him because he did help push me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just trying to prove to Catalino, like, yo, man, you got something in me, man. Give me an opportunity. But all that, like I said, I'm hard hat on. So I played my junior year or whatever. The opportunities they came when it wasn't as much as I would have liked or whatever the case is. But all that did, Mike, was fuel me. It instilled like a fuel in me that I was just like, I wanted to show the people that probably was doubting or didn't believe that not only do I belong, but I am that. I am that. But in the process of that, like, I started to focus more on the athletic side, and to kind of allow myself to, I didn't apply myself academically the way that I should have. And it wound up costing me my senior year, which I was ineligible. I had to go to summer school for a class or whatever, because it wasn't like I was always a good student. It wasn't that I couldn't do the work, but you know, you're a teenager, you start feeling yourself a little bit, sports, you know, girls and so forth, so on. I'm just being honest with you or whatever. And I allowed myself to kind of get off track a little bit, you know, and it wound up costing me. So I had to go to summer school, and you needed 27.5 credits, right, to be declared eligible. I had 25. I had to go to summer school, but you couldn't miss 2 days in summer school. I wound up missing a day, but I had missed 2 more days because I had like some type of family emergency. But at that time, that's just what the summer school rules or whatever. So what wound up happening was I wound up being declared academically ineligible. Now, what I can say, my senior year was really like my coming out party. The ball was going to be in my hands, and Mike, I don't really have regrets, but the only thing I just look back on that year, I would have played against Stephon Marbury, Shamgar Wells, Kareem Reed, Shaheem Holloway, Brevin Knight, Halim Abdullah. Like, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. And I say that to say this. Playing against that high-level caliber competition, you're bound to be able to make the name for yourself that you want. Because all you got to do is go, you know what I'm saying? Go play well against them or whatever. So that was like the only regret that I had, man. And, you know, and I'll never forget this, man. And the Union, one of the papers, one of the papers in Union County said that Elizabeth was a point guard short of winning another Union County championship. It was really in reference to me. It just didn't say that. And I was just like, man, I remember having teammates like, yo, man, come on, we need you, man, get right. And it hurt me because I felt like I let my teammates down. Like, I went to war with them every day in practice, and this was supposed to really be our year. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, I didn't do what I needed to do academically. And to all the kids out there listening, man, listen. Student athlete, student is first. Don't ever allow yourself to get sidetracked to where you lose focus on what's the most important thing. Your education is the most important thing, period, point blank. It's student athlete for a reason. And that was one of the toughest times of my life. But honestly, it was like a gift and a curse. It was like the worst thing that happened to me, but the best thing that happened to me. Because being on the outside looking in was the hardest thing from a basketball perspective that I ever had to go through, ever.
So then you leave Elizabeth, and of course your options is not what it is because of this year. Then you enroll at Union County College. Take us to that part, man. And
now this is the crazy part, right? I did have some interest from different colleges going into my senior year, right? I did. Because I remember playing I don't know if you remember, they used to have at the Dunn Center, the Ed Butler camp, the EKB.
Yeah, I remember, the EKB, yeah.
Yo, listen, Mike, listen. When I used to go to those things, I used to be on, a whole nother stratosphere because this is my opportunity. This is my opportunity. It's a bunch of college coaches here. And I didn't even have the right number. I went up there, paid my money like, yo, they just threw me a jersey. I'm having this crazy number. So the number that I had, they looking on the media guide. It's just like, yo, your name? I'm like, nah, my name is Horace. So I remember having a bunch of coaches, bro, coming at me like, yo, and didn't understand my situation. So when I was telling them, nah, you know, I'm in the process of looking for a school now. And I wasn't eligible my senior year, blah, 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 blah. And it was kind of like, they was really interested. But once at that time, when you say ineligible, they kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed.
And respectfully, I'm not even mad at none of the coaches, but they always kept in contact with me, right? So I had to go about doing things on my own. Now, I was maybe 2 weeks away from going to Essex County College. They had a really good team. My man, Mr. Jerome Dunn, God rest his soul, he had to connect with Khalil Hill, and he was telling Khalil, listen, I got a guy, this your guy. So I was always supposed to go up there, but it was just, you know, I don't know, man, because one of my best friends that I played with, Mo Williams, I played with since we was in middle school, right? We always on the same team. He was going to Union County. So he had told the coach, look, man, I got a point guard, blah, 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 blah. And the Union County coaches was like, yo, what's up? So I wound up enrolling as a Union County. I just thought, you know, it was a better fit for me or whatever the case is. I know this person. And not that I was like, I'm always for challenges, but I just thought that it was comfortable for me. Now, the funny thing about Union County College, when I got there, remember I told you it was like Phil had me on the leash, and every now and then he'll let me off. I do my thing, then he'll reel me back in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My junior year, I was kind of like, in practice, I was on go. Like I'm telling you, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't that. You know what I mean? Because, and I'm not just a practice player, but I'm saying I'm doing this against an all-state point guard. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is when I knew, like, oh yeah, I know I got something because he's one of the nicest in the state. And sometimes behind closed doors, a lot of people don't really get a chance to see what goes on. But there's people would tell you that I can get on a live that'll say, yo, I ain't going front, man. June used to be coming with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So being held back, I felt like when I got to Union County, you know how like when you got a dog on a leash for a long time and you let him out in the yard, he just running crazy. That's why I went. I felt the freedom. You know, I remember my first year, I'm averaging 20 points or whatever. I'm getting write-ups and, you know, all type of stuff, man. I was like this one they used to have in Jersey, the top, all Jersey colleges, the top scorers in New Jersey, in all colleges or whatever.
I remember that in the Leisure.
Yes. And I remember my man, Lamar Davis, who I played with at Elizabeth. He was a senior. He went to Essex and was averaging 30 ball, bro. No lie. And I'm like, damn, like I thought my little 20 was good. But, you know, like I said, man, when the opportunities come, you just got to take advantage of it. So I was at Union County, and I was on go. I was on go. Like we was having a lot of success or whatever the case is. But the thing that I was doing at that time, I was working full time because I you know, I was about to have my son or whatever. I was going to school full time and I was playing ball. So it's just like trying to juggle all that was almost impossible. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
you was at UPS.
Yes.
Describe.
Yes. At the end of the
explain like your schedule and what was going on.
Yo, I'm gonna be 100 with you. At that time, life was lifing, right? But my mom instilled something in me and my dad when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like your responsibilities, always man up to your responsibilities. Don't ever put your responsibilities on no one else. So when I was 19, I remember, you know, my oldest son, you know, his mom got pregnant or whatever the case is. And I'm just like, it was life changing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you go from being a college student to possibly entering the realm of fatherhood. And it's like, damn, bro, you know, so I'm working and now responsibilities kicking in. I'm a full-time student trying to study, do X, Y, and Z, but it was overwhelming. I ain't gonna hold you, Mike. So after my freshman year at Union, I remember enrolling back my sophomore year. So this is supposed to really be the year I make the name, and I was going to get into somebody was going to give me a scholarship, you know, because that's the type, like I said, man, I was even when I was ineligible, I was always in the gym. I lived literally like my projects was here. The Arabella Miller Center was right there. So I was always in there just working on my game. So I was sharp as a tack. So when I get off, I would work, go home, work on my game, go, you know what I'm saying, at that time, be with my son's mom or whatever the case is. But it was really overwhelming, man. So after my first semester, my sophomore year, like I realized like, nah, that's too much, man. That's too much. Because at that time, at 19, you know, working, and you see them checks every week, and it's just like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to save up money, and, you know, you start feeling yourself working, and, you know, it was tough, man, but mentally it was draining me because I began to get overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I wanted to do is be the best example to my son that I possibly can. So after my first semester, my sophomore year, I just withdrew. You know what I mean? And I started working full time or whatever the case is. And the work life was real because you know the hardest thing to do is to walk away from something and now this is the time where basketball became a passion, where I truly loved it. I really started to come into my own. The buzz is out. Like now my name is circulating around the whole tri-state, Union County, Essex County. I'm playing in different pro-ams. I'm playing down the hole in North, Branchbrook, the Cage. I'm just circling around. I remember playing in the summer league they had in Trenton. And Mike, this is no lie, bro. And I say this like I said. Yeah, word up. Listen, I say this respectfully. I was on like a world tour where I was going everywhere killing. You know what I'm saying? But this is the mindset. And my city used to follow me. So it was just like I was on go. But at that time, once I left school or whatever, I started working. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just take off this semester. That one semester turned into 2 semesters. But that 2 semesters turned into 3 semesters. But I'm getting checks every week though. Now in the process of UPS, it's a friend of mine who I was really cool with. His dad owned an electrical company, right? And I wound up getting a job with that. So now I'm 19. I never knew nothing about electrical work. That's a trade that you got to go to school for. But I learned on the fly. I learned by getting zapped a couple of times. And get zapped a couple of times, that'll straighten you right on out, right? So I remember doing that, and I was getting $25 a light. Now, I'm 19 at the time. So sometimes I would do 25 lights a night for one day. And I start seeing them checks, Mike, and it was pushing school further and further back. But my love, my passion, for one, I wanted to get my degree, right? But for two, my passion overrode that, because I'm just like, man, I got to go back to school. So I kept telling my mother, like, Mom, I'm going to go back next semester. And I never forget this. God rest my mother's soul. My mother sat me down. She told me her exact words, verbatim. She said, June, let me tell you something. You special. And God spoke to me. You special. Whatever it is that you want to do, you put your mind to, you're going to do it. And she said, I'm telling you, you hearing this from me. And my mother's word was law to me. She said, you're going to make it to the NBA. Now, this is, mind you, I've been out of school a year and a half, almost 2 years. But I was working. So my mom was like, listen, trust me. If you need any help, I help you. But at that time, I'm young and I seen my father grind. I'm like, nah, I ain't putting that responsibility on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my child. I'm going to, take care of my child. Or whatever, but I just never forget, bro. After she told me that, my focus shifted. So I was staying in the gym, locking in, playing in different local leagues and playing, and I'm killing. And one of the things that hurt me the most, I start hearing it from people that I'm just like, damn, like, yo, he gonna be a neighborhood star, man. Yeah, he good, good here, but he ain't. That hurt, bro. I'm telling you. Especially to people that you got love for, you know what I'm saying? People that you like, damn, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a way to go about saying that constructively, but sometimes people don't know how to deliver it. And I'm cool with constructive criticism, but when it come in the form of like hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, damn.
But that's natural. That's going to happen, especially where we from. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but what it did, Mike, for real, what it did, it fueled something in me that I'm just like, all right, they on that time, I'm going to show people. So now, like I said, I'm on a tour to kill everything moving. And might be, I went to another Ed Butler camp, right? Now I'm killing, and Ed Butler even came over to me like, yo, what's your name? He said, yo, everybody coming up to me, asking me, who you? You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew it was real. And it's some hitters in there. But Mike, I wasn't worrying about nobody. Whoever lined up in front of me, Loaded Lux boys, they was gonna get this work. I promise you this, bro. I promise you this. So I'm killing. So it was a dude from Cecil Community College. Me and his coach, me and him got real cool. Bro, God working mysterious ways, because I was talking to him almost every day in the summer after that, from June to August. I was 2 weeks away from going down there to enroll, right? I had a basketball game at Branchbrook Park. Now, mind you, I might have been out of school for 3 years at the time. I had a basketball game in Branchbrook Park, right? I wasn't even going to go. I told my man, Z, I ain't going to be able to make it today, man, because I had a prior engagement. But I don't know what it is. That passion for me and that love for the game, it kicked in. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just go to the game, and I'll go because I had to go home, take a shower. I said, and I'll just get there late, right? Wow, that was the moment that changed my life, bro. Because when I played there, my man Mufi Thomas, who went to Wynn-Patterson, was already enrolled there. So Jose, my college coach, was coming to Branchbrook to scout, to just watch him, watch his progression or whatever the case is. Now, in the midst of that, I had somebody, my man Tim Williams was at Jersey City State. He's telling Coach Brown about me or whatever. So they're trying to set something up for me to go here. So Moo like, nah, we was all in the same circle. Moo was like, nah, man, he coming to Wynn-Patterson. Wynn-Patterson was the further thing from my mind. Wasn't thinking. So make a long story short, when Jose came to the game, this game, Mike, I wound up having 40 points. I'm killing. Yo, on everything, bro. On everything. It's funny how life works, right? Because like I said, I wasn't even going to go. I wound up going. But the craziest thing about this, Mike, Jose came to see Moo, right? Now, I didn't know who Jose was. So I'm just doing my usual. I just go out there, I'm playing. From the time I got in the park, after the first 3 possessions, Jose didn't take his eye off me. I didn't know who he was. So he's staring at me. Now, we in Branchwood Park. We in the hood. You know what I mean? And, so I'm saying, like, who is this guy? Like, he looking at, but he wouldn't take his eye off me. This is no exaggeration, bro. So I remember saying, like, we in a timeout. So I'm saying, like, man, I don't know who this dude is, but he keeps staring at me, bro. And it's kind of making me uncomfortable because I don't know who he is. And you know how if somebody's staring at you, if you catch eye contact with them, they maybe turn their head. Bro, he was just like, so I'm like, is he a cop or something? I was lost. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who he was. But the crazy thing is, I'm in a town at halftime, right? I'm sitting on the bench, we circle around. So I'm telling my people, it's like, I don't know who this dude is, but he keeps staring at me. Now all their antennas go up. We in the hood, you know what I mean? They like, who? Now everybody on go mode, right? Like, this dude right here. So Moo turn around, Moo start laughing. What I think Moo might have told Jose, I think you need to come check this guy out. And that's how I think that happened. So when I told him who it was, Moo just laughed. He was like, nah, that's my college coach. Now, Mike, once he said that, I was kind of like, all right. Well, that makes sense now. So I proceed to just, continue playing. And like I said, I had 40 points that game. Mike, no lie. Right after the game, bro, Jose beeline to me. And he was like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I said, my name Horace. He's like, you in school? I said, nah, I'm actually in the process of going to school or whatever. I'm supposed to leave for 2 weeks to go to Cecil Community College or whatever, but I got 3 years of eligibility left or whatever. He gave me this puzzled look. He said, are you serious about getting back into school? I said, oh, most definitely. I done sat out 3 years or whatever. But I told him my situation. I said, but I had a son, so I was working, and 1 semester turned into 2, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, well, here's my card. He said, if you need any help, give me a call or whatever. So it was just like, I don't know, man. It was just like, it was God's word, man, because I don't know, it was something about that conversation that just felt right. You know what I mean? And at that time, like, I had so many people coming up to me that was interested, but sometimes I felt like it was just fluff. There was this blowing smoke because, I was really talented, but I wasn't sure if they thought that they could trust me or whatever. Now, I'm saying that to say this. Jose, I remember getting home, right? I told my man Z, my third rail brothers, man, I love y'all, third rail for life. That's what I was playing for. And one of my best friends, Zach Walker, he was a coach or whatever. So when he taking me home to Elizabeth, I'm telling him like, I think I'm gonna call this guy, man. Because at the time it made sense. I got a son. If I leave out of the state, when emergencies happen, I'm gonna be 3 hours away or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now I have an opportunity to possibly go here or whatever. And this just make more sense. So I remember calling him. He gave me his card, called him. When I called him, his wife answered the phone. So I ain't waste no time. I was telling my man Zach I'm gonna call. He was like, yeah, call him, man. I think you should do it. And my man Zach was telling me, you got to get back into school, bro. Like, this your time, man. You too talented, bro. You too talented. You're gonna go somewhere. You're gonna take. And it was when he spoke it to me, he was just like, bro, don't worry about nothing else. If you need something, man, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it was the Most High just speaking to me through other people. You know what I mean? And I left a message. So his wife, Lisa, she was like, is this June? And to call me June is crazy because, you know what I mean? Like, that's what people, that really know me call. And I was so puzzled by it. I was just like, yeah, this June or whatever. So he wasn't there. She said, listen, I'll definitely have him give you a call. What's the best number to reach you at? So at the time I had his cell phone, was a house number. Right. So I remember leaving out the house and my mom, God rest her soul, I'm leaving out the house. She called me. She's like, June, it's a college coach on the phone. But she whispered it to me like, somebody prank calling playing. I was like, nah, I was expecting that call. So me and Jose get on the phone. We talk, we chop it up for maybe about 2 hours, man. Now I explained to him my whole situation, how everything happened, what happened in Union County, while I left Union County, and he was just like in awe about it. He was just like, man, listen, man, you have talent. You're special. Said, I've been to a lot of leagues. I've seen a lot of you stand out immediately, right? So he was just like, how about, I come get you tomorrow and we go for a tour of the school. Would you be interested in that? So immediately I'm like, yeah. So he said, all right, I'll be there tomorrow at I believe he said 7:00. So I'm like, all right, Mike, this no lie. Jose called me like 6:30, bro. He outside I live in the projects. He outside my projects, 6:30 in the morning. Now, at this time, the funny thing is the early bird boys be out there, doing their little thing. Mm-hmm. They didn't know if he was a narc or he was somebody that, a customer or something like that. And this is real talk. This is all like no filter. Like I'm just being 100% transparent. So when they running up to the car, so he like, nah, I'm here. And once he told them he was here, to me, about to bring me up. So when I come out, I was still asleep. I had brushed my teeth. I didn't wash my face, everything. So I wound up getting out there a little after 7 or whatever. And immediately when I got up there, they like, yo, June, man, you gotta let us know, man. We ain't know who he was or what. I said, yeah, man. I said, yo, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'll be back or whatever. And he wound up taking me up to the school. We had a great conversation. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I got a question for you because I come across a lot of players, or I ain't gonna say a lot of players, some players and some kids that have that fear of success.
Right.
And at that moment, they might not would have came outside, or they might would have came into a situation and try to self-sabotage the situation because of the expectations of what would have happened when they got to that college.
Yeah.
What inside you drove you to get past that fear of success?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I always knew, and I might no lie, bro. I spoke this years ago. I manifested this, man. It's almost like, and I'm not a prophet or nothing like that, but I did prophesize this. I said exactly what I set myself out to do, what I was going to do. And I did it. But you know who inspired me the most to do it? My mother. My mother, because she always spoke it. She always, anytime she felt like I needed a reminder, she was like, look, time passing. You can't let this time go. She said, you special. You gonna make it. You just gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta trust yourself. You have to trust it. Your support system is here. You have to trust it. Stop making excuses. You talking about work. You talking about this. You have to trust it. And it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? Everything that Jose said, everything that my friends that was around me that knew, everything that my best friend Zach said, everything that my family, my sister, my close friend, they was all saying it. And I kept hearing it. And it was just like, yeah, it's time. So when Jose spoke it, I never looked back. And like I said, we had a great conversation all the way up to Wynn-Patterson. And so we went to admissions. I wound up filling out paperwork or whatever. So because of my inactivity, not being in school, they said that I had to go back to Union County for a semester to accumulate a certain amount of credits to come here to be eligible or whatever. Now, this is how I tell you God works in just in mysterious ways. And when you put your mind to whatever it is that when you put your mind to whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you can do it with ease. I had to enroll back into Union County, and I had to pass every class or whatever. And Mike, this is no lie, bro. When I enrolled back into Union County, I wound up getting like straight A's, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying, because now my focus was there. I applied myself. Listen, and I was never big on studying. I'm not going to I had a gift where I can study without really having to study, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had a good feel.
Do you have a light at the house? Do you have a light at the house you could
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So like when I went there, I never forget. I will go to school, and what Jose was doing, because he wanted to know, was I serious? he was keeping the weekly progress report on me. Like, I'm a man at this time. Like,
I love it though. I love it though. He
no, but nah, he was serious, bro. He was serious. And to this day, man, I'm so grateful for him because, you know, he was a man of his word. He honored everything that he said to me. Everything that he said to me in Branchville Park, everything that he said to me on that ride up to William-Paterson, he honored his word. And, you know, he wrote a check, and I was blessed and fortunate enough to cash it. But I remember my professors was saying, man, Horace is a phenomenal student. He comes to class, he participates, he does all his work, he articulates, he writes well, he's active. And he was just like, okay, he's serious now. So now, when he took me up to William-Paterson, Mike, he took me to admissions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after he took me to admissions, I filled out all the paperwork. He take me to the athletic department.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, if I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. He says to everybody in the athletic department, the baseball coach, the athletic director, the assistant athletic director, the softball coach, the girls basketball coach, he said, this guy right here, he pointed to me, is going to change the face of our university. And I'm just like, damn, like, you know, like seriously, that's the, like, I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing about it, when he said that, all of them looking like, man, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? So if he's going to change it, why is he here? That's how I took it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he basically wrote the check, right? And I cashed it. And I'll never forget. When I went to Union County, I came in second half of the season because I had to go to Union County for that first semester to be declared eligible. I had to, get a certain amount of credit to be declared eligible, right? We were 3-7 when I got there. When I got there, now 11 games. No, we were 3-7, 3-8. I wound up getting NJAC Player of the Year in a half a season, All-American, a half a season. We made it to the Final Four, half a season. I got NABC Player of the Year, half a season. But now I used to have conversations with people in Union County in the cafeteria. Like, yo, when I go to William-Paterson, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm going to do. Remember, I told y'all this. Look in the paper. Everything that I said I was going to do, I did it. And a week into me being at William-Paterson, no lie, and I thank God for this, man. The face of the university changed immediately. We start having a following, and everything that he said in that athletic department started to come to fruition. And everybody immediately, I just became a fan favorite. You know what I mean? And that's how that story was, man. And like Jose is somebody who I just feel like I owe so much to, and what he was able to help me with in terms of changing my life and actually saving my life. Like I don't think I can ever repay him, but what I can say on a platform such as this, Coach, man, I appreciate you wholeheartedly, man. And I love you from deep in the left side of my chest. And thank you, man. Not only did you help change my life, but you helped save my life, man. I'm thankful for you. I appreciate that.
All right, couple questions. At some point when you was playing there, and then you seeing how you killing, and then you seeing guys that were your peers and they on TV, they playing Division I and this and that. Did you ever feel like this was beneath me, like I'm supposed to be over there with them?
Nah, I felt what I can say, I belong there, but I ain't never have an envy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I supposed to. Now, the universe worked crazy because we always wind up finding a way to clash, whether it's in pro-ams, whether it's in the Jersey Shore League. And I got some stories.
That's what I'm here for. Because
I got some stories of people who I ran up against, and it got real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. So that's why. I never, like, now what I can say, I had a lot of success my first year at William-Paterson that has started to garner attention from a lot of local Division I schools. You know what I'm saying? That started inquiring, and this is real talk. You know what I mean? But you know what's crazy? I never even entertained the idea. Now, at that time, I had friends that say, yo, if they want you there, you don't think you'll go? I just say, you know what, man? It's humbling to know that there is interest there. But Jose gave me the opportunity when no one else was willing to give me the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We in Patterson opened their doors when every other door was just closed. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to figure out life. You get what I'm saying? So when, like for me, I learned the importance of loyalty at a very early age, man. You know what I mean? And I remember telling Jose, like, look, man, I'm not interested in going nowhere else. If it's meant for me to go wherever I have aspirations to go, then I'm gonna go from here. And he will come pick me up. We would get up 7 o'clock in the morning, go work out. From 7 to 9, I got a 9:30 class. And yo, he used to put me through workouts, Mike. After the 7 to 9, I got 9:30 class. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'd be like, all right, I see you at practice. After the workout, I was going back to the room. But he was 2 steps ahead of me all the time. He's like, nah, I dropped you off at class. I'm like, nah, you ain't got to drop me off. And that's just the type of relationship we had. He knew, like, he from the Ironbound section of North. So he like, nah, you know what I mean? But he sacrificed a lot, man. And everything that he said to me, spoke to me, man. And just for it to come to fruition, like, I'm just grateful for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably, with the exception of Greg Grant, and who's from your neck of the woods, and salute to Greg Grant, man, one of the NJAC's finest, man, and somebody that inspired me, after just reading up on him and the history of what he was able to accomplish.
Yeah, he was putting up numbers down.
Yes. And I wanted to make the type of impact that he was making. But I say that to say this. When I got there, I remember general managers, bro, like, coming to Division III, we in Patterson, man. When I would walk in, I got some of our, my peers like, yo, Toronto here, Indiana here, yo, the Knicks here. And it was crazy that it started to become the norm. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew I started to really gain a lot of buzz, man. Like, because it's just like, how like once one person hear about you, now it's kind of like, okay, let me go see what this guy about. And when they come watch me, I'm just having a multitude of success. You know what I'm saying? And I would just, every outing was a chance for me to prove, you know what I'm saying, that I ain't just one of the best Division III players. I'm one of the best college players. That's how I felt. And not just in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And I say this, and I say that to say this when I was really at the peak. I'm killing in Win Patterson. I'm killing in Branchbrook. I'm killing in the Above the Rim in North. I'm killing in the whole everywhere. I'm just doing my thing. But that's when I became real comfortable with who I was as a player. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot to seek out your inner greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because greatness takes a lot of becoming comfortable, being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because with success comes a lot of envy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that don't know how to accept you know what I mean? But you got to be mentally strong. But once I got on the court, I didn't care. I'm going to dissect you and I'm going to annihilate you in every way imaginable. When you finish playing with me, I want you to say like, yo, this motherfucker is for real. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So now this goes back to me playing in all these different pro-am leagues, right? I'm talking about the likes of Anthony Mason, Stephon Marbury, Jay Williams, just a lot of Division I guys. I'm talking about Mike, Rafa Olsen.
Who got the smoke, bro? Who got the smoke, bro?
Everybody.
Who gave the smoke to, bro?
Everybody.
That's what I
Listen to me. Nobody's excluded. I'm just being wanted. Everybody. But one in particular that sticks out, right? And this is a story that I've told maybe 1,000 times. I was the best player in Division III. Jay Will was the best player at Duke. And what I can say, Jay Will was, whatever he was advertised, he was that. I'm not even going to hold you. But Mike, when I tell you, like, listen, my mindset was so different. It's levels to this, right? So I'm leading the Jersey Shore in scoring, averaging 39 points. And I think Jay Will might be averaging like 25, 26 or whatever. So we wind up having to play against each other, right? He getting write-ups, I'm getting write-ups. His team winning, my team having success. So what they did was they capitalized off of me being a top Division III player, him being that Jay Will, and this when Dick Vitale was saying he was the best point guard in the world, a nation, or whatever. And I give him all his respectfully, right? So the paper was kind of hyping it up like, we got the Titans class, 2 top-notch guards, 2 of Jersey Shore's finest. Go at it. You don't want to be there. The primetime game, 8 o'clock. So I got my whole city coming. He got his whole city coming. But Mike, I'm gonna be 100 with you. I didn't even really look at it like that. It wasn't a big deal to me because wherever I was going, I was killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? And Mike, and I'm sorry, I say that.
I love it, man. Tell your story.
No. I say that humbly, but I'm being 100 with you, kid. No lies are detected in anything that I'm saying. I was anything that was in front of me, I was killing. Period. So I didn't look at it like, I wasn't like super hyped or whatever the case is. But I never forget, right? He got his whole city. I got my whole city. The Jersey Shore, Belmar. It's packed at St. Rose Gym. So as we warming up, the energy he was giving me was like real crazy. Like he grilling me like, you about to get this work. You know what I'm saying? And at one point I just chuckled like, hell, he don't even know what's, you know what I'm saying? He don't even know. I got a line up like 6 o'clock. Get me? So he grilling me, he bobbing his head, he in his low zone, I'm in my low zone or whatever. So, right before we come out, like, yo, let's go get this win, boom, boom, boom. So when we come out, the jump ball, as we lined up, everybody getting daps, yo, good game. He goes around, might get everybody a pound, right? A dap, I should say. But when he come to me, I ain't get no dap. He gave me one of these, like a pound. But when he gave it, it was with force. Boom! I'm like, oh, I see what type of time we on. Okay. That was in my mind. So now my mother's in the stands. Now my mother was my biggest fan, and I always put on for my mother. Always. She would walk in the gym. She'd like, baby boy, it's time to go. I need to see something. I told my mother, I said, Mom, watch this. So when he gave me the pound, I'm like, all right, Mike, the first play down, he moved, cleared out. He tried to hit me with the sham guard. I'm like, yo, what? I said, yo, it ain't even that type of party, man. You got the right one, but the wrong one or whatever. So I said, so 3 times he called isolations, right? He scored once and I stopped him twice. So I was kind of just letting the game come to me. But after the 3rd time, I kind of feel like, all right, now you doing too much now. Now it's my turn now. Mike, no lie, I might have went for 20 straight points. I'm talking about Mike, no lie, 20 straight. And now I'm talking. Like my mouth was filthy competitively. Like I can kill you. And I learned that from Elizabeth. Like I'm talking like, it's too easy. Y'all better double team me. Now I'm just in my bag. I'm talking about they arguing with each other. They like, yo, you got force them this way or force them that. I don't care what, yo, right now I'm on I don't care what you force me. Can't nobody stop me. This mine. Yo, make a long story short, 49 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and 6 steals. And it was viral, wasn't busy at the time, but that was almost a viral moment because by the time I got back to North Jersey, it had circulated so fast. Yo, I had people coming up to me after the game like, oh my God, yo, this is the greatest performance I've seen. And I'm just like, that was regular for me though, Mike. Like for real. I was averaging 39, so this 46, like, and then in no lie, in the East Orange Pro-Am, I was averaging 46 points a game. In the Branch Book, I was averaging 40, and I put this on everything I love. You can just ask around. So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. at Wynn-Patterson, I didn't mind being there because everywhere else I played, they knew what it was. They knew what it was. You know what I mean?
I remember the first time I saw you play, I pulled up at Squirrel kept telling me about you, and I kept hearing all of these stories about you. And I pulled up at Trenton State on like a Saturday. Y'all was playing at College, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and it ain't take me long. I just saw you catch a lob, and then I saw you do a couple other moves, and you could tell from watching those short joints that I saw. Of course, I stayed for the game, but the first couple plays, it was obvious you ain't belong there, bro.
Yeah. And real talk, a lot of people say that everywhere I went. Like, yo, what school you went to? I say Wynn-Patterson. Yo, what school? Division III or what? And it's a long story, but that's my story, though. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. I embrace it.
I got something for that too, man. Because you was hot, and then they had you line up and do the dunk contest with those guys. You know what I'm saying? So I had to bring it out. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring some of the clips out. It was you and some other cat. First, we got the other cat.
And I said I was going to win that. It's bouncy, hold y'all. And I had to show off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? These kids, I'm not hurting motherfucker. Guess who the judge? I'm out there. You gaffy like the loony cards. Wow, man, that's really bringing me back, bro. And I'm a Division III for all these high-flying athletic Division I players, and I said that I was going to win. I told my mother this. I told my mother this, bro. I told my mother this. And honestly, this moment is what kind of really stamped it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to go to the only Division III player invited there to go to this and win the dunk contest, it was that was priceless, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that was different. Brother,
indeed, man. I had to pull that up, man. I had
to pull that up. That was different, man. That was, and what's crazy is the success I had at Wynn-Patterson started to ring so much. So when I came out in the draft, right, I remember them having me ranked maybe the 9th or 10th point guard, right? But after the pre-draft, I was number 2 behind Jamal Tinsley because I was just taking care of business, man. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm saying, and I tell to any of the youth, right, who's looking at it, don't focus on, try to find a situation that best suits you. You know what I mean? A situation where you're going to have an opportunity to play, a situation that the coach is genuinely interested in you, and a situation that's going to be beneficial for you. Because the reality of it is everyone is not a Division I player. You know what I'm saying? There's an abundance of schools that's going to give opportunities for not only for you to get a degree, but if you're good enough, you can pursue something abroad and in Europe. There's a lot of opportunities, man. I'm truly blessed to be able to have a 10-year, 11-year professionally career, to make it to the NBA, and even to go through the whole draft prospect. What's crazy is at one time during the draft, I remember, I wish I could find this. Chuck Daly, God rest his soul, he did an interview and they were asking him about prospects or whatever. What do you think? And he said, my name wound up coming up. He said, I see Horace going as high as 12 and as low as 24. 12 is a lottery pick, but that was the type of success that I was having in these camps or whatever the case is. So, if you take care of business, man, like, opportunities will find you. You know what I mean? And if you're good enough, I'm not saying that's the easiest thing to do, but it's up to you. You got to believe in you. And you got to be able to be willing to put the necessary work in. And I was willing to put the necessary work in. All those 7 o'clock in the morning days I got up or whatever the case is. And then after practice, I'm staying with Jose to get extra shots up or whatever the case is. I'm running on the track. Like I was just, my mentality was just so different. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I was so prepared because of what I did off the court. I was able to perform under the lights because I put so much work in when nobody else was watching. You know what I'm saying? Like it became like habit to me. You know what I mean? So my preparation is what allowed me to have the success that I had or whatever. And that's why I'm blessed to be able to have the college career that I had. Even after sitting out of school 3.5 years and going back and being having the accolades, and one of the biggest things, and I'm happy that I'm on this platform that I can share, is that I just got inducted into the Small College Hall of Fame, which I'm extremely humble about. You know what I mean? It's November 1st in Lakeland, Florida. You know, I get a chance to. It's a blessing to be able to receive your flowers while you can still smell them.
Indeed.
A lot of my family's coming out. A lot of my close friends are coming out, and it's just, you know, it's something that I think is long overdue, man. And for my kids to be able to get a chance to experience this, for my wife to be able to get a chance to experience this, because going into the Hall of Fame, then you are part of something forever. You know what I mean? So these are all these long hours, all the sacrificing, long days in the gym. All the different obstacles you had to face, and I mean obstacles that you had to overcome and adversity that you had to face. It makes it all well worth it. You know what I mean?
Indeed. And speaking of obstacles you have to overcome, I remember, bro. I know you probably know or remember the draft thing. They had a special one you on ESPN Classic.
Yes.
And I watched that joint, bro, and I felt so bad. Like I was looking at it, and I was like, damn.
All right, Mike, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was tough, man, because you know I had to be doing something right to have ESPN The Life. They was following me.
I know. I watched the joint.
Like, it was crazy, dog.
Classic.
Yeah, it was crazy that and I felt so good about how I did at all the pre-draft camps and my individual workouts. You know, that ESPN, they will follow me. When I was at Portsmouth, they follow me around when I get in the van, get off the van, and I'm killing, bro. Like, so now they got my friends, my family, they going around. And that was tough because I felt like slighted almost, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? I put in the necessary work, but, you know, it's all God's timing, man. You know what I mean? And all it did, like I said, once again, would just fuel me, man. But that was a very tough moment, and it was a low moment because it was just like, this is nationally televised. You know what I'm saying? All my friends are seeing it.
I felt bad watching it myself, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but how did dealing with that? First thing I gotta ask was, after that draft night, did everybody still stand by your side?
The ones that still here now, they did.
Okay.
They did.
Okay.
And that's what I'm thankful for. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With the exception of my mom, God rest her soul, at the ones that was a part of that, you know what I'm saying? In terms of my loved ones, my close friends or whatever, they did. You know, because they knew. They knew. You know what I'm saying? And I don't complain about nothing. Now, if you ask me, do I think I should have been drafted? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I don't think that. I think that I was just as good as anybody that got drafted, if not better. You know what I'm saying? And
did any general managers or any scouts or agents or something break it down to you why it didn't happen?
Now, it's funny that you said that, because now Orlando had I believe it was the 22nd pick, right? I don't know if you remember, but I remember being on the phone with my agent, and him telling me that Orlando was strongly considering drafting me with the 22nd pick. It was between me and this kid named Gerald Sasser that went to SMU, right? I remember. Now he's 6'7", kind of a combo guard, but could play the 1, 2, and the 3. And I'm being on the phone with him. He said, listen, I'm having a real good conversation with Orlando, but I'm trying to play cool because I don't want to give it away that if I get drafted, everybody get excited. I kind of wanted to be an element of surprise. And I remember talking to him, and he, like, this is 30 seconds before they're about to pick. he telling me, June, get ready. You know, I feel real good about this. They telling me, you know, just to have you on standby. And I'm just like, I'm not saying nothing because I don't want to give it away to, you know. And like with 10 seconds left, I just hear him say, damn it. And then he was just like, at the last minute, they chose to go with Gerald Sasser. So I'm like, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? It was demoralizing because it's just like, I went to summer league with Orlando. I had a good summer league with Orlando, and it was just like, it would have been a good situation. They had Darryl Armstrong, I believe they had Tracy McGrady, Grant, and that would have been an ideal situation because I could just fit right in, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're not like, you ain't gonna get a lot of attention, you get an opportunity to really just, you know, and it's hindsight now, but it didn't happen or whatever. Now, what I can say, Indiana was also one of the teams that was going to draft me. I had my best workout with Indiana, and Isaiah Thomas was a coach. And they wound up choosing Jamal Tinsley. Now, in the second round, I had 3 teams that was going to draft me. I didn't find out about this until I got back. Oh, after coming back from overseas, after being over there for, you know, 3 years before I wound up signing with Detroit or whatever the case is. And I say that to say this, like, my agent told that if I didn't get drafted in the first round, that he just was going to send me overseas since nothing in the second round is guaranteed. But let that be my decision, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't make the decision for me. You know what I mean?
So you never got it. So he just stepped in front of the conversations with the team.
Yeah. But it was kind of, you know, the agent have conversations with the organization all the time. But he's telling them, I didn't find out this, like I said, I'm warming up. When I got to Detroit, you know, pre-game, I'm warming up, and these general managers come to me and like, Horace, congratulations. You know, I'm so happy for you, man. You should have been here. You earned this. You deserved this a long time ago, but you deserve everything that you get now. And they're telling me like, man, I wish, you know, we really wanted to draft you in the second round. And I'm looking like, well, why y'all didn't draft me? He was like, well, we didn't draft you because your agent said that he wanted you to go overseas, that because you didn't get drafted you get drafted first round, he wants you to go overseas. I didn't know that though, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
because he's thinking about his pocket.
Yes. Yeah. And
I'm saying to myself, if these dudes, if he projected in the first round, how you just don't even go in the second round? That's crazy. But now you just explained it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Nah, yo, it's so crazy, man. It's a lot that people don't know. But, you know, one of the things I do love about podcasts, it gets a chance for you to really get your side of the story out. You know what I'm saying? Like you just read it from the internet, or you just, you know, kind of piece of certain things together. This is all authentically me. Like I said,
it's real, because I always try to tell my kids at my job and other people I deal with, there's always a meeting before the meeting that you don't know about.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like they didn't already discuss some stuff, then they bring you in, you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's crazy right there. That's crazy right there.
So there's 3 different teams that tell me this in pregame, right? And I know we kind of fast forward. I'm just telling you kind of how that whole situation. How that whole situation went, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, the success that I was having, I was, like I said, I was the number 2 point guard behind Jamal Tinsley. And I ain't had no problem with it. I had no problem with nobody. But I was telling my agent, look, just get me a workout with the person in front of me, which was Jamal Tinsley. That's all I want. And I was supposed to have a workout with him in Indiana, and it was 2 other places. But you know, he didn't work out or whatever, for whatever reason or whatever the case is. And I think honestly, and I'm not saying he didn't want to work out or whatever the reason is, but I wanted that because I wanted to have the opportunity to showcase. Like, I ain't nobody's number 2 behind nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Indeed.
But, you know, I didn't get a chance to work out with him. He wound up going to Indiana, had a really good career. San Antonio was another team that was strongly interested in me and wound up drafting Tony Parker. And, you know, I went overseas. But this is how this works, right? I felt so disrespected by getting overlooked and people passing up on me, teams passing up on me. that my first year overseas, I was so like, I had a chip, such a big chip on my shoulder. I averaged 31 points my first year over in Europe, and I got MVP of in Italy.
So you was in Italy balling over there?
Yeah, 31 points.
I talked to you. I talked to you about this, but I actually no, that was Lamar I talked to, and I asked him, did their Italian food taste like our Italian food? He was like, nah.
They joint pure, bro. They joint pure. And you know what's crazy, bro? You know what's crazy? Life has a way of just basketball has a way of giving you some of the greatest experiences of your life, bro. You know what I mean? My first year over there, I averaged 31. I got a chance to play against Lamar 3 times my first year overseas. I got a chance to play against Ty Sedney, Randolph Childress. I'm talking about some of the best college players that you can, and Lamar's one of Jersey's finest or whatever the case is. But all you got to do, Mike, ask them about me. Listen, when I tell you, it was different, man. It was different. It was different.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Whoever was whoever, and you lined them up in front of me, I'm telling you, I ran through them like X-Lax. Respectfully, man. I'm telling you, man. But that's the type of time that I was on.
What were some of your best moments on your first trip over there?
My best moments, I remember having 40 points 3 games in a row. But I was averaging 30. At one point, I was averaging 33 points. I wound up finishing the season averaging 31 points. My team went to the semifinals because one of our bigs got hurt. I believe we really could have won the championship. One of our bigs got hurt. My man Damon Thornton, shout out to Damon, my guy or whatever. And we didn't have a big or whatever the case is. And that series, we played Randolph Childress. And that series, I averaged 39 points. That series against Randolph Childress.
Yeah, and let me see. I got some clips. Now, I don't know if this was your first time over or your second time over there. But I definitely got some clips of you playing over there, man, and playing over there hooping. But I don't know if this your first time or your second time over
there. And the crazy thing is, in Europe, bro, it's so crazy because Europe is no, that was my that was like that's when I was a seasoned vet over there. You know what I'm saying? I was well established. And over here, I was Mike, I ain't gonna front, man. They called me the king over there. The fans, the cut, I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? That's how much success I had over there in Israel. That's in Israel.
How was it playing over there with like all the wars and stuff going on like that?
Let me tell you something. Israel is one of the best countries I played in. No doubt about it. Israel is nothing like what is perceived to be the perception of it that we perceive it. Like CNN show is nothing like that. Nothing like that. There's some of the warmest people, you know, and it's very Americanized there. You know what I'm saying? Like being in Tel Aviv was literally like being in South Beach. You know, you got the nightclubs, you got food spots that stay open. Everything is legit, man. I love Israel. I love Israel.
Some of the craziest moments over there?
The craziest moment, I remember playing in Greece when we playing Olympiacos, and I played for Ike. We playing in the Euro. I played for Ike, and we played the EuroLeague that year. But Olympiacos is in Athens, and that's one of the rivals. Yo, Mike, I seen they were shooting flare guns on the court, and it burnt the court. I never seen that. Like, I'm like, no, I ain't never seen this. But they was shooting. They kicked all the fans out. Like, I was so like, yo, I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? A flare gun on the court. They're supposed to hit somebody in their face or whatever. But that's how the fans over there, when you talking about fanatics, they on a whole nother stratosphere in terms of just their passion for their teams or their organization, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I remember playing in the EuroLeague, being the second leading scorer in the EuroLeague behind Lane Greer. And I'm going to be honest with you, EuroLeague is more difficult.
I heard that.
No, and I'm being 100. I'm being 100 because
Heard
it's
that.
not as much isolation. In the NBA, the isolation was easier because that was tailor-made to my strengths. You know what I'm saying? In Europe, you gotta understand how to do these things within the confines of an offense and structure, because it ain't no illegal defense. They can just sit in the paint. So you have to have an understanding of the game and be able to read the game. You know what I'm saying? So I remember having success in the EuroLeague. I remember having success in the ULEP Cup, where I was one of the all import players. I led the ULEP Cup in scoring. And my man Lamont Jones from New York was the second leading scorer. So it was just like Lamont Jones.
Momo Jones what school he went to?
His brother, Charles Jones' brother.
Oh, okay. I thought it's Momo. Momo can't be your age. Nah, I don't think he's your age. Now, your mom wish came true, man, and you got. How did you get to Detroit, man? Let's talk about it, man. What happened?
You know what's crazy, Mike?
What happened, brother?
But okay, so for 3 years, right? I played in Italy my first year, Italy my second year. Now my first year I was near Milan, so that's a major city. My second year I was in Rome, which is beautiful, and it was just like it was amazing. My third year I go to Greece. I play in EuroLeague. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had a lot of success there. Now, in the midst of this, I went to different summer leagues or whatever. So for 3 years, I went to summer league. So after my last year, I'm like, man, I'm not doing the summer league thing no more it cuts into my summer. I'm already going for 10 months out the year. And then when summer league come, you going for another 3 months. And it's just like, by the time I get back, I got like a month and a week before I head back overseas or whatever. So I told my moms, I ain't doing this no more. It's over, bro. It's over. I ain't doing this summer league no more. So what's funny is, Detroit had drafted this kid that played on my team in Greece, Ike, named Andreas, a 7-foot Greek guy, right? So every week they're coming to watch him play, keep tabs on him. And to the younger people that's listening, anytime you step out on the court, there's always somebody watching, even when you don't think nobody's watching. And I say that to say this. They were coming to keep tabs on him every week. And guess who was killing every week they came and see? I had no idea of this, though. I had absolutely no idea, Mike. So I remember my agent telling me, hey, Horace, Detroit's really, really interested in you, and they want you to come to Summer League. You know what I told my agent? I said, man, look, I don't even care. I'm established over in Europe. I'm cool with being over here. I ain't going through. I'm chasing it, but I ain't chasing it like that. I'm cool, man. You could save all that talk. They've been saying this for the last NBA changed the standards for the last 3 years, man. You ain't gonna come. I'm not gonna get caught up and get my hopes up high only to get, you know what I'm saying? Like I already supposed to get drafted, didn't get drafted or whatever. I got my hopes up high. So I'm not gonna keep getting my hopes up high only to, you know what I'm saying? So every week they come in to keep tabs, and I'm just having success. I'm killing. I got player of the week one weekend. Every week, my agent's calling me with this Detroit stuff. I'm just like, bro, like, can you please do me a favor? Please stop talking to me so about it. I told my agent, look, I'm not going to Summer League, so you just tell him I'm not going to Summer League. But my agent never told him. He just said, look, I'm going to leave it up to you. I'll leave this open, the flight information or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. Mike, I had already had my mind made up. I hadn't packed nothing. I tell my mom, they keep talking about the Summer League. My mom said, well, you should go. I said, Mom, I'm not going to no Summer League. Now, I'm explaining to her, Mom, I did this for the last 3 years, right? Like, what more is it that they want to see? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't getting no younger, so it's just like, I don't want to keep chasing this, if it's not a legitimate opportunity for me there. And my mother had a way of always spinning it like, yeah, I know, but you know what? I got a good feeling about this. This is my mother's words. I got a good feeling about this.
I love it.
Really, really good feeling about this. So I don't know, Mike, it was something that she said that just, I guess, like, all right, man, I guess. So she called me 7:00 in the morning. She said, so are you going to go? I said, Mom, like, for real, like, I don't want to go, Mom, but the only reason I am going to go because you telling me. I'm going to do this for you. I don't have no aspirations of going. I don't, right? Fast forward to me getting there. I didn't pack nothing. My flight left at 10:30. My mom called me at 7 in the morning. I wasn't packed or nothing. So I just put some stuff together. I get dropped off at the airport. Now, Mike, I got an attitude the whole way to the airport. When I get dropped off, when he took me up, I ain't even had no conversation. My man, Scott Perry, I think he worked with the Knicks now or whatever. Scott was like, yo, what's up, man? We be keeping an eye. So I ain't really got too much conversation because I'm just like, so I never forget this, bro. This is when I knew it was real. After our first summer league game, I was supposed to start. Dumars tell the coach, nah, I want you to bring him off the bench or whatever. So the coach told me, Joe Dumars want me to bring you off the bench. Now, Joe Dumars is the one that he just gravitated to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And after the first game, I never forget, I might have had like 13, 7, but I was controlling the game. I was just comfortable, confident, or whatever the case is. So I remember this kid named Andrew Wisniewski or whatever. He was out there as well, but I had just seen him at the Jersey Shore. He said, yo, you going to Minnesota for summer league? I said, nah, I ain't going, man. I told, you know what I'm saying? So when he sent me out there, he said, yo, I thought you wasn't going. I said, man, my mom wanted to talk me into it. So I'm out eating with him, right? Joe Dumars sees me. He said, Horace, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. I'm happy you came or whatever. I said, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. He said, what you doing after this? I said, no, I'm about to eat. I'm about to get something to eat. I'm going back to the hotel. He said, do me a favor. Come when you get here. This is my room number. Come to my room. I want to talk to you. So when I got back to the hotel, I finished eating. I went to his room. Mike, this is no lie, bro. And I respect Joe Dumars to this day, man. Joe Dumars, if you ever see this, thank you. And I appreciate you helping my lifelong dream come true because you was a man of your word and you honored. Joe Dumars said to me, he said, Horace, we're going to sign you. And I'm looking at him like, this is after the first summer league game. Now, I had no idea that he was the one watching all these tapes and, his people, his scouting people kept coming back telling him, look, Andreas did good, but it's this kid named Horace, man. So when he started watching the film, he immediately just gravitated to me, right? So he started telling me everything that my agent was telling me the whole time. And I'm just like, oh, so my agent he was dead serious. I thought he was just bluffing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Dumars told me we was going to sign it. So when he told me they was going to sign me, I'm trying to play cool. I'm like, yeah. My mom was just like, yeah, all right, man, here we go again, man. I've been hearing this for the last 3 years. You know what Dumars said to me? He said, Horace, look, I know you're probably looking at me like, yeah, exactly what I was thinking. He said to me. He said, but I'm a man of my word. After this summer league, we're going to fly you out to Detroit, sign your contract, do your press conference or whatever. That's how much we like you. We've been following you for the past 6 months. Every time we went to go keep an eye on that guy, you stood out. You was the best player out there every single game we watched. Now, I'm playing against some people. And when he said that, I was like, wow. You never know who watching, bro. You never know who watching. Now, at this time, the NBA is I'm not even thinking about it. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not tripping because I became established over in Europe. You know what I mean? And he was a man of his word, bro. And right after he said, all I want you to do, continue doing what you're doing. Right after summer league, he said, your flight leaves because I didn't say nothing I didn't tell my mother, nobody, because I'm just like, he's saying that, but I don't really, I've been hearing it for the past. But right after summer league, he said in front of everybody, Horace, look, we're calling you up. We'll set your press conference up at this time. We're going to fly you out. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So I'm like, yo, now the smile start to get, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, wow. You know what I mean?
What's going through your head at this moment?
In that instant, what's going through my head is all these long hours of blood, sweat, and tears in the gym and the long nights and me working at UPS and on the garbage truck sometimes with my pops to make ends meet and doing this electrical work and leaving college and sacrifice for my kid. It's everything I ever went through was going through my mind. But what stuck out to me, my mother telling me that I was going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Wow. She was the first person I called. Wow. And when I got home, bro, it was just like it was a moment for me. I remember getting a call from my agent confirming that my flight leaving. I pulled over, Mike, and I just like, yo, wow, man. I looked up and I looked to the Most High and I just said, man, thank you. Like I'm so blessed, you know, because this is my story was so, I guess, unique. Walt Disney wanted to do a documentary on my life. During the halftime of the NBA Finals, Jamie Foxx narrated my story, bro. Jamie Foxx is iconic, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the, what you call it, the Grammy, like, what you call it, the ESPY, Oscar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, but because life was lifing at the time, I didn't get a chance to really reflect on it. I remember, I never forget. I remember walking out at halftime of the finals. We playing the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
And they had played it on the big screen at halftime. So when I walk out, I get a standing ovation, everybody clapping. And I'm like, I know, I'm looking around like the president has something, like who they clapping for or whatever. But when I look on the Jumbotron, they showing my story. They got my son up there. They going through, you know what I'm saying? Like my life story. And I'm just like, yo, I got goosebumps, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it was just a little bit. How was it when you walked in the locker room and the first time you saw your jersey in there?
Yo, see, Mike, you know the questions to ask, right? Because
I'll be thinking about what
Mike, seriously, bro. Seriously, the reason why I say that is because at this time, jerseys was popular. Mm-hmm. So I remember wearing other people's jerseys, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rocking other people's jerseys, because that's what was out. That was the style back then. When I first walked into that locker room, right? And I saw my jersey, my game jersey, hanging on my chair at the locker room, number 5, and it said Jenkins on it. Wow. Mike, listen, bro, the smile that I was, you couldn't tell me nothing. So social media wasn't out at the time, but if social media was out, I was going to be flexing like you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was just cheesing, Mike. I was so geek, right, that they put your game uniform out and they put practice stuff for you to go warm up in. It's like pregame. Yo, I went and put my whole game jersey. I just wanted to know what it felt like, what the threads felt like, what it looked like. I'm looking in the mirror. They're like, yo, Horace, what you doing? I said, nah, I'm about to go on. They're like, nah, bro, the practice stuff right there. I was like, man, I ain't know, man. I just wanted to see what this thing.
I love it.
So they trolling me as a rookie. They laughed, but they like, yo, he couldn't wait to put that thing. I said, you damn right, man. I waited a long time coming for me. You know what I mean? Wow. So that was a life-changing moment for me, man. Right? And you remember, like, when you playing NBA Live, right? Mm-hmm. And you create your own player. Mm-hmm. You know, you put his numbers up, you make it look like you, boom, 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 boom. Mike, when I saw myself on NBA Live 2006, I ain't even gonna hold you. Now, this is my time. My son was I started to get a little older, so he going to school. They're like, yo, your father on NBA. I was playing with your father. Like, kids were running up to me like, yo, I was playing with you on NBA Live. So what I would do, when I'm traveling back and forth on the planes, I'm playing NBA Live for like 8 months straight.
I probably would have did the same thing.
Man, I'm breaking every record. I inserted myself in the starting lineup. It was crazy. So when it really hit different was when I heard the announcer on live saying, and Horace Jenkins I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Yo, they had my little tattoo. Hey, yo, that was crazy. So now my nephews and all of them like, yo, Unc, I was playing with you, all their friends, my family. And I remember ordering like 50 jerseys for all of my family and friends. And when I start going back to Elizabeth, I see people wearing my jersey. It hit different, bro. It hit different, man. So whatever anybody tell you, whatever you think the NBA is, times that, multiply that by 10, bro. It was a life-changing moment for me. So everything that anybody ever said it was that, then some, bro.
What were some of your best moments that season, man? Some of your most memorable moments?
I remember having like 12 or 14 on the Lakers, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Lakers fan. What they talk about, Mike? Y'all gonna get this work, baby. You know what I'm saying? I remember hitting, I hit what's his name? Luke Walton. I got to join on a fast break and I done turned him around twice. Wow, wow, and laid it up. And now I'm in my bag. And it's crazy because now I know we on TV, my family watching. So I got my mojo. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo. So I remember getting a call right after the Laker game, like, yo, I seen you. Yo, you was doing your thing. I'm posted up in my locker, like, yeah, that's light, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hyped. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I knew I arrived, or whatever the case is. The only thing I was just frustrated with my opportunities. Every time I got an opportunity to play, I took full advantage of it. I was killing, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Larry Brown was just one of those coaches who didn't.
Oh man,
he didn't play rookies a lot. He didn't play.
Oh my God!
So,
I forgot he was your coach, bro. That was just a tough deal. Damn. Yeah. All he say is he just doesn't know how to play the right way yet.
Yeah, the right. And that's for me, bro. And I think Larry Brown's a Hall of Fame coach. I take nothing away from him. I got nothing against him, but it's just like it was almost like he would. I felt, I should say, he was trying to change me into a player that he wanted me to be, and that wasn't the player that I was. That got me.
That's why we took Bronx in the Olympics when he was coaching. That mentality, man. The same thing, man. The same thing, man. So now,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Say what you was
about to say. And it's hard because as a player, you want to try to do what the coach is asking you to do, but it's just like me telling you, tie your hands behind your back, turn around and walk backwards on 1 and 9 and don't worry about the cars. It's not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I would have my friends like, yo, man, just go play. It ain't that easy, man. I got to try to, run the system or but it was games that I had where I was killing, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Mike, what I set myself out to do, I was able to fulfill a lifelong dream, and it was the greatest basketball moment of my life.
That's dope. You was also there during the brawl, man.
Yeah, yo, listen, bro. You know what's so
happened,
crazy?
Bro? Tell me, like, what happened? Like, what was you?
Seriously, bro. You know what's so crazy, bro? Everybody asks me about this, and it's Mike. Seriously, bro. It was really like a movie. Like I was really waiting for the director to say cut because I ain't never seen nothing like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But what people don't know, Ben Wallace had lost a real close family member. I don't know if it was his aunt or somebody real close to him, right? Mm-hmm. And usually Ben is like the life of the locker room. He come in, he got the speaker, he jamming, you know what I'm saying? He ready, like, yo, let's get it. He bouncing around, coming to give everybody that, you know what I mean? But he had just came back. He had just buried somebody real close in his family. And I forgot exactly who it was. So Ben really wasn't himself. But, as teammates, we understood that. So we kind of we gave him his space or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We gave him our support, like condolences or whatever the case is. So Ben was just kind of like, out of it a little bit. I ain't gonna say out of it, just saying like he wasn't himself. I should say that. You know what I mean? So I remember it was a play in the first half, I believe, where Ron Artest went to the basket and Ben Wallace blocked his shot. Mm-hmm. Right? And Ben he's the greatest defender that I ever played with. Like I never seen nothing like that, bro. Like his anticipation, his weak side defense, his timing, it was impeccable, bro. He was like a genius defensively. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knew passing lanes, he timed block shots, but he blocked Ron Artest's shot, right? And I never forget Ron Artest saying, oh, all right, I'm going to get you, you know what back, Ben. So nobody thought nothing of it. Ain't nobody think nothing of it or whatever the case is. But Ron Artest did say, I'm going to get you, you know what back. So fast forward to later in the game. They're winning the game. They've beaten us, obviously. And they might be up double digits at the time. So Ben goes to the basket. And Ron Artest, I'm talking about, wind them foul. that it was just like, yo, like, y'all winning. You it's 30-something seconds. You don't even want to stop the clock or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you Ben wasn't himself, when he did that, Ben just saw black, bro. Immediately, Ben gathered himself, and yo, listen, no lie, bro. This was the hardest push I ever seen in my life. Like, but I think it was just that rage that Ben had built up in him for losing a loved one. You know what I'm saying? Mike, he pushed him, and it was just like, I'm like, yo, it's almost like Ron Artest's body kind of like, it was weird. Like, and in that instant, like I said, Ben wasn't himself. I remember Ron Artest going to, lay on the bench or whatever. I mean, lay on the scores table or whatever. And then all mayhem broke loose. Somebody threw something. Mm-hmm. Then Ben was trying to get Ron Artest. Ron Artest ran up in the stands. We cleared the bench. Everybody, the security for our bench holding us back, and because if you leave the bench, that was like a $20,000 fine. I was a league minimum type though. I can't afford this stuff. You know what I mean? So but just in that moment, you know what I'm saying? Your instincts kick in, right? So Lindsay going crazy, Rip going crazy. She trying to de-escalate it. Ben trying to get the Ron Artest. Ron Artest goes up in the stands and attack whoever he attacked. Steven Jackson came in, was winging. Yo, it was crazy. Now all type of stuff being thrown on the court. And if you look in the stands, Darvin Ham, kids is in the stands crying, family. It was crazy, Mike. Like seriously, me even telling you this is not a true injustice of what I'm talking. You had to see it. It was so many things happening. Like it was weird. Like it was just like I look here, you look. It was like a movie almost. You know what I'm saying? Then Ron Artest came from out the stand, came that Jermaine O'Neal, boom, dropped somebody. Ron Artest, it was crazy. All type of stuff being thrown on the court. They walking Ron Artest out. They dumping all type of everything on them. That they kept us. We had to stay in the palace for 5 hours. So they did a complete investigation. We couldn't leave. Bro, we couldn't leave. Mike, when I tell you, like, I might have had 70 missed calls after that happened.
What happened once y'all got into the locker room?
We got into the locker room. It was just like I said, Ben was really, nobody said like, yo, this is crazy. We rock together, boom, boom, boom. But it was just like, we was trying to compute what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Because people was on, demon time, Mike. Like seriously. And Ben was on one, bro. Ben was like, I never seen Ben like this. And Ben a humble dude. But when he goes, Ben Brothers was in the stands going crazy. It was weird, bro. It was weird, man. It was weird. And then they came in there, like I said, security came in there like, yo, y'all gotta stay, y'all can't leave, they gotta do an investigation. Then Chauncey wound up getting suspended. Ben wound up getting, it was crazy, man. It was crazy, bro. It was so bad that when we played Indiana, the hotel that we normally stay at, we didn't even stay there because of all the threats that was being said. If y'all come here, the fans, I'm saying, we had to stay in a hotel. We had to use aliases in a different hotel, man. I'm telling you, that was one of the. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Do you think that brought y'all closer as a team? To help
y'all? Most definitely, bro. Most definitely. That was one of the things I could say. That team, that Detroit team, the brotherhood that I formed, like to this day, I just ran into Rip when we was at Ball on the Beach in Florida. Me and him got a chance to chop it up. Took a picture, and some of my kids from my program, I'm telling him, he's telling about me like, yo, Horace, man, our director was, man, he was that dude, you know what I'm saying? They got a chance to take pictures. I speak to Chauncey to this day. I still speak to Rip. I speak to Rashid. I haven't spoke to Darvin in a while. I used to speak to McDice a lot. I speak to Ben social media. and she the real good dude, my tri-state brother, or whatever the case is. So it did help bring us closer. We were already close, but that it kind of we started. It was like when that happened, us against everybody else type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go to different cities, we go out together, we go out, and it was, it was just a level of unity that we formed that was just like I respected that, man. I really respected the bond that I formed with them and how that situation brought us even closer.
How was it playing in the finals, man? Or just like your team playing in the finals?
Being a part of that, like what people don't understand. Now this is what I'll say. I remember saying to you that Europe, in some instances, EuroLeague is a little more difficult because you're basically playing from the shoulders up, and you have to do so much of what you're able to do within the confines of a structured offense. You know what I'm saying? But the NBA Finals, the playoff, that's a whole different story. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Like I'm telling you, and Chauncey was my guy. Like Chauncey would come to the bench, and he called me H-Town. He like, H-Town, what you see? Like, Chauncey, you could take him all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? He giving you certain things or whatever the case. That's just like Chauncey is a real down-to-earth dude. He was the first person when I signed with Detroit, when I signed my contract, he was the first person that I talked to. Dumas called him, man, he's the H, whatever you need. You come to my house whenever, whatever you need. There was times where he would tell me, like, man, H, just play, man. Stop listening to, stop letting him, what I'm saying, control how you just play. I'm like, Sean, it's easier for you to say that. You established, man. You done got you a $5 million contract. I'm trying to, what I'm saying? He said, yo, listen.
I forgot you was playing for Larry Brown, bro. Yeah. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, what happens when you get the news that, like, you're not going to be back the next year? Like, how did that go?
No, the crazy thing is, right, it was a fun year, but it was a tough year because competitively, like, I know that I should have been playing. Anytime that I was out there, I was having success. And the you know how they do the numbers per what's the name? I was efficient. I was efficient. Anytime I was out there on the court, I was productive, very productive. But sometimes, like, that can be like detriment to you because when you do that, you having success, the media people will start to say, like, and I remember them telling me this, it's no lie, in preseason. I'm getting an interview and they saying, they're singing my praises, Horace, you're doing really good. You've been the perfect compliment to Chauncey. You look really comfortable out there. And we think that you can add a lot of value to this team, a good change of pace, get to your spots, doing a good job of, and in the middle of this interview that I'm doing with the preseason, they do an interview with everybody. In the middle of this interview, I remember Larry Brown coming over there telling the media, come on, just let the guy focus. I don't want you guys, Horace, don't get caught up in all of this hoopla. I just want you to focus on basketball. And I didn't understand that. I was like, like, you know what I'm saying? But I never even said nothing about it. It was what it was. But, it was just difficult because Dumas wanted me back. Dumas was even willing to offer me a 2-year deal, right? But he was honest with me. Dumas said, now, how do you feel about playing with Larry? Because I had a conversation with him. And I told him, I said, it's tough, man. Like, I just don't feel like I can be the player that... What got me here is me playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? It's not the easiest thing to do. I'm trying to make the necessary sacrifices that I can get on the court and prove to him that I'm worthy of being trusted and so forth, so on. But it had nothing to do with that. At the end of the day, the opportunities wasn't as much as I would like. I was a rookie. And Darko Milicic went through the same thing. It was another kid that I played with went through the same thing. That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? I
was so glad Larry Brown ain't draft Carmelo, bro. Because there ain't no telling how he would have been, bro. Like Larry Brown was just crazy with it, man.
And I think what you have to pretty much, once you establish, I think it's easier to play. You know what I'm saying? But you got to become established first before anything else. And you know what I mean? Shout out to Larry Brown, though, man. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously a Hall of Fame coach. One in college, one in the NBA or whatever.
We just got a little bit more to go, brother.
Yeah.
This portion of the In the Spotlight podcast is brought to you by the Fight Against Fentanyl Classic. Basketball Spotlight second annual Fight Against Fentanyl Classic will be returning October 20th. And it will feature the top high school players in Mercer County versus the top high school players from South Jersey. All proceeds from this event will go to the New Hope Behavior Health Adolescent Unit. That's where I work at now, and we raised this last year. We raised more than $3,000 at this event, and it's used to help us take our students on different trips and get them resources and experiences that can help them stay sober while they out in public, man. You know what I mean? And get them a chance to stay sober, because that fentanyl thing is serious right now, man. So this portion is dedicated to that. And let's get back at it, brother. Then you end up going back overseas again, man. And yes, how does it feel when you land back over there after the NBA experience?
That was my sanctuary. It was almost like they couldn't wait to get me back over there. You know what I'm saying? I was established over there. I made a name for myself. So it was just like a moment to excel. Like I'm back, man. I'm about to really kick back up, and I never look back. And that was that. But what I was saying was, I decided that when Dumars was in negotiations with talking to me about a 2-year deal, right? Mm-hmm. The team in Israel came. What Detroit was willing to, or what Dumars talked to me about, he talked to me. He didn't talk to my agent. Like you have your end of year meeting with the general manager after, in our conversation. He said, Horace, look, you here because I like you. I know what you can bring, or whatever the case is. He said, I know, it was difficult what you planned with. So he used to always tell me during the season, go talk to him. And it's just like, that never been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember going to have a conversation, asking him what could I do more? What could I do more? I remember us coming to Jersey and him telling the reporters in Jersey, he just want me to do X, Y, and Z, whatever. So I was kind of like, I really don't know, because I don't want to go through another year where, I don't get the opportunities that I would like. You know what I'm saying? So what Dumars was talking to me about, my agent didn't even know about this. The team in Israel, I wanted to tell my agent, the team in Israel said, all right, what they willing to do for 1 year, 2 years, we'll give him X, Y, and Z for 1 year. It sounded good, Mike. I'm like, all right. But when they sent the actual contract and I read it and I seen them numbers, it hit different. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Make a long story short, once I saw the numbers on the contract, I signed that ASAP. I could have been signing my life away, but I saw the numbers. It was a no-brainer for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the gutter, so you know what I mean? And I wound up going back over there, and I wound up really establishing myself as in Israel, they call me a king over Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? That's the success that I had.
You are the king over Jerusalem. You're from the tribe of Judah, brother. But that's a whole different conversation.
It's crazy, bro, because those fans over there was just absolutely incredible. And I felt like with all of the love and support that they gave me, it was my job to go out there and put on a show for them every time I stepped foot on that court. That I bleed red for Jerusalem, that number 15 and that number 5 jersey will forever be embedded and remembered. And, my legend and my legacy over there is cemented, man. And I'm thankful. I'm gonna go back over there and pay them a visit, man, and support the club, and just, and thank them for the opportunity that they gave me to help. And those are some of the highlights that you saw or whatever. And I
dug deep. I went and got the what's the name clip. And whoever did this, bro, this joint almost gave me a tear the tribute they gave to you, bro. I don't know who did this joint, but
That's
joint
yeah, I know the one you're gonna say. Yes.
Yeah, this joint was fire, bro. I was
And
like,
if you look at that, Mike, it almost like I'm not here. The tribute was so sad because the music and everything.
I know.
Yeah,
I was looking
man.
at this joint like, yo, this joint was crazy.
Yeah. When I left there, that's the tribute that they gave to me. It was like a sad moment, man. You know what I mean?
I know, man. I was looking at it like,
yeah, that's when I kind of got back to being who I am as a basketball player, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was great, bro. It was great.
Yeah, that's like just looking at that joint. I just wanted to play the music a little bit, but just looking at the tribute they did to you was beautiful, man. That was
I knew what you was going to say when you said you almost wanted to cry. When I first saw this, it almost like if you don't know no better, you don't know. You probably like, yo, is he still alive? You know what I'm saying? But that's
how. Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, this tribute is it was heartfelt. You could tell.
Yes, it was. Yes. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
You could tell they really had appreciated you being there, brother.
Yeah, yes. And I'm thankful for them. I'm telling you, bro, because like I said, man, they embraced me with so much admiration and love that, you know, I felt responsible to go out there and put on the show, man. And you know, one of the things I'm so grateful for, like my kids now get a chance to see this even being at tournaments, my kids, people will come up to them like, yo, your father was this, your father was that, you know, and they get a chance to see. And I tell them, look, y'all make a name for yourself, but y'all legacy is going to be sprinkled through me all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to be better than me. You know what I mean? Like, but the most important thing, right? And I just wanted to touch base on that. One of the most appreciative things that I can say is that when you mention Jersey, and basketball needs Jersey, let's get that. First things first, let's get that out the way. They need Jersey. Indeed. When you mention Jersey, my name gonna always come up. When you mention, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But I set my sights out to do that. And Jersey is a rich tradition of basketball and greats, and you know what I'm saying? But when you mention them one of them ones, my name gonna always circulate.
Indeed.
And I'm humble. I'm extremely humble by that, and I'm appreciative at the same time. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Now let's get into retirement, bro. What was the adjustment, and how did that go about, and how did it affect your mental health at all?
It didn't affect my mental health, but what I am going, it was hard, bro. It was hard, man, because basketball gave so much to my life. Like when I tell you, it didn't just change my life, it saved my life. You get what I'm saying? Basketball gave me the greatest experiences of my life. I got a chance to travel the world, so many different countries, Italy, Spain, Turkey, Greece, Czech Republic, Belgium, Greece, Germany, Russia, Serbia, like the list goes on and on and on. And I got a chance to experience different cultures, all because of one round 29.5 basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't take that for granted. To the youth, if you listening, you don't understand the avenues that basketball can take you. You know what I mean? But you can't cheat the game. You get what I'm saying? So when I first retired, I struggled because there was no substitute, or I couldn't replicate that fulfillment that basketball gave me. You know what I'm saying? So I went into working, I tried corporate, I tried this, and it don't hit the same, Mike. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. So I understand. That's why, like, now these podcasts, this gives athletes a chance to stay within their realm and speak of something that they truly have a passion for. And it took me a long time to find my purpose. You know what I'm saying? And And the reality of it is, God revealed that ultimately my passion was my purpose. What I was most passionate about basketball was my purpose. So my wife and I started a nonprofit organization, AAU organization 4 years ago. I started the training business once I retired or whatever. And that happened after doing the camp. I was training a couple kids and they asked me, did I do individual lessons? And I didn't do it. And I start doing the individual lessons. And I really start seeing my passion for this. Like, I really love that. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, the impact that I was having on kids, you know what I'm saying, that have the same type of aspirations and dreams that I had, I'm able to pour into them and give them some of the blueprint that I had and what it took to get to that next level. You get what I'm saying? So
that's the thing right there when you get to that point to where you could share your experience and everything with the kids, like what I do right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in recovery for alcohol. I went through a crazy tragedy. You get what I'm saying? And I often, when I was going through that, thought about ending my life. But the Most High had me here. And now when I'm sitting there in meetings with these kids and working with these kids, you really get to see what this whole thing was really about.
Right. And I'm going to tell you something, Mike, and you probably don't know this, bro. What you did at a time brought me closer to what I'm doing. I never forget in Atlantic City, bro, the B-ball spotlight. When you had, this is the best middle school game I saw in my life, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Real talk. You know what I'm talking about, bro? With Quinterly and what's his name? Nas Reed. What's the other boy, that the big tall left-handed dude?
Bagley.
Tiger, Campbell, bro. Listen, I was so amazed that these 8th graders, like, I started almost hating, like, man, these little niggas ain't in no 8th grade. What y'all gotta get the hell out of here? Because they were so seasoned, bro. Like, for real, bro. They could have been some high school. That was the best middle school I ever seen in my life. And seeing how you brought some of the top talent together, I was just like, wow. And I didn't really, personally know you at the time. I knew Squirrel, not just seeing it. I'm just like, this is so dope, bro. This is so dope. I
appreciate that, brother.
And it inspired me to do what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? So, even from afar, I just want you to know I appreciate that, man, because that was a moment, a life-changing moment for me, because I experienced something like, wow, that it brought me back to this why I play the game. I remember being a part of this. Like, that's what I love. I love the bright lights. You know what I'm saying? That was my stage. That was my stage. The bright lights, I was always going to perform. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely remember that, man. I be telling people, matter of fact, I got the clips right here. I be telling people all the time about how that was the best 8th grade game ever. I don't care what nobody talking about.
And everybody's gonna tell me differently, bro. Nobody's gonna tell me yes, bro. That's it. Yes. Wow.
It was crazy.
Yo, you had that gym on tilt, bro. You hear me?
It was crazy in there that night. It was crazy. Look at Darius Garland. It was crazy.
Yes, bro. Yes.
It was crazy in there, bro.
Mike, you had this before everybody really start popping like crazy, man. This platform, man. Salute to you, bro.
And also shout out to my staff, shout out to my family, shout out to Gene Allen at Atlantic City, because he really allowed us to have this joint in there. But I remember that event right there. We set it up. I had to go out to Nashville the year before and cover We All Could Go tournament with Carlos. And when I was out there, so the thing was, I was gonna go cover his joint, and then he was gonna come to Atlantic City the next year. You get what I'm saying? So at first, I didn't know that they was there at first. I was scared because we got all these people coming down here, and I'm like, yo, this thing gotta happen. Now I haven't heard that they was in town. I ain't seen them yet. So I'm
Yeah.
walking down the strip, going out the hallway, going down the thing in Atlantic City to the parking lot. And then I get to the parking lot, and Carlos sitting in the Jaguar, blazing and drinking some Henny. He like,
Wow.
oh, we here, coach. Then 2 buses pull up, and they just all get off the bus. Big dudes with their earphones on.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, it was on, bro. It
No,
was like
that was a movie, bro. That was a movie, Mike. Seriously, bro. That was a movie, bro.
Yeah. All
That
praises,
moment
man.
right there. I was like, yo, it was like a life-changing moment because I'm just like, yo, yeah.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
brother. I appreciate that.
Nah, I respect that. And I told you this when we did the little interview. I brought that up to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy though? A good friend of mine, one of my childhood friends, was like a brother to me, Wendell Bates. Because you Squirrel and went to Kane, right? Wendell went to Kane, Wendell Bates. He used to go to Hamburger office every day. He called me on the phone like, yo, dude, I'm telling Hamburger that, yo, would you tell him? Just like, yo, I can't tell him. And I never forget one game I had like 38 on Kane. And he came to me and said, God dang it, Horace. Wendell was telling me, I don't know why my hard head just didn't listen to what this guy said. He said he came to my office every day. And now here it is. I have nightmares of trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out a way, the game plan to stop you, man. So it's just funny how, you know, life works sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed.
Come up to Kane a lot, come to y'all parties or whatever the case is.
Oh, yeah, our parties was lit.
Oh my gosh. I used to always just want to, like, I said, nah, I got to get a chance. And for me, college experience was some of the best times of my life, man. It was just so.
I could have got a job. I would have never, if I could have got paid to go to college, I would have never wanted to leave.
Nah, word up, bro. Word up, bro. Word up. It was just, I don't know, man. It was just so in the bonds that you form with certain people, it's like a brotherhood that form. Like I never pledged or nothing like that, but the brotherhood that I formed, it was like a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I'm forever thankful and grateful for all of those experiences, man. And if I could tell anybody, man, get that experience to college, man. It'd be the best thing that happened to you.
We only got a couple more questions and we done, brother. What do you think about the NIL, man?
Now, this what I can say. I've never been a hater. I'd be kind of like, what was this NIL deal when I was mixing, man? Like, I think I would have came up on a little bag, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but all jokes aside, man, I think it's dope, man. I think these kids are well deserving of it. And for years, man, you know that you didn't get what you was worthy of getting, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reasons, you know. So I think these kids are deserving of it. I think it's crazy now. It's like, yo, it's crazy how they getting deal. But hey, man, they worth it. They sacrifice a lot. They bring so much notoriety to certain universities, and I think it's a great opportunity, man, because a lot of us grow up in a poverty-stricken environment, and we're looking for an outlet. You know what I'm saying? So some of these NIL deals could save some lives, man, and help put some of our single parents into better situations. You know what I'm saying? Because you're working different jobs trying to provide for your child, and times get hard, man. You know what I mean? Where sometimes you don't even know where your next meal is coming from, and these NIL deals just help put some families in a position where it allows them to move forward and not have to struggle or worry about this or if this bill's getting paid or whatever. So I'm happy for the kids, man, and I wish that it continues to grow and help benefit the athletes that's deserving of it. You know what I mean? I know I wish I could have got some of that, and I'll tell you that much.
Indeed. Next up, give me your New Jersey Mount Rushmore, bro. Of let's do. Period. I mean, we could do it. It's to me, it's more harder to do like amateur basketball. Because I don't want you people gonna say Shaq and this one. No,
Yeah. You
give me
killing
your
me.
amateur basketball, Mount
You
Rushmore.
killing me with this. Oh my goodness. Mike, you wrong for this, man. You wrong for this.
And you only got 4 slots.
I'm gonna definitely say Kyrie, man. I think Kyrie transcended this thing. Kyrie is special, bro, in my humble opinion. And the way he made the game look so easy in high school was crazy, man. It was kind of like he was at a whole different speed, and it was just like the game was slow to him. I would definitely say Kyrie. I would say DeJuan Wagner. And D-Wag was just, he was just somebody that transcended this game. You know what I'm saying? And contrary to what anybody believe in, man, it ain't even just about the 100 points, just his dominance, man. That kid averaged 40 points with a nationally ranked schedule in high school. It's beyond crazy, bro. It's beyond crazy. I'm not just talking about Jersey. He had a national schedule and was going crazy, man. So DeJuan, Kyrie, woo. Shaheem. Shaw's my guy.
Whoa! Talk to me about it.
Shaw's my guy, bro. I played the backcourt with Shaw a lot at the Jersey Shore League, and me and him had a lot of success together. Shaw had a historic high school career, an enormous amount of success, and because I watched him, I used to go to Seton Hall and play with him a lot. And Shaw and I became really, really good friends, man. I got a great relationship with him to this day. So Shaw is definitely one of the guys that, I also thought was, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. And one more, and I know I'm forgetting people, and it's respectfully, man, but I'll say Roger Groves. Roger Groves was doing what he was doing. He started as a freshman, bro, and the success he had, and Roger Groves was going to Kentucky before Kentucky was, you know what I'm saying? So I was always, and I went to Elizabeth, and St. Anthony's was our rival, and, Roger Groves was just never phased. But winning, I take into account winning, and Roger Groves won a lot. So that would be my Mount Rushmore. Kyrie, DeJuan, Shaw, and Roger Groves.
No Tim Thomas, huh?
You just killed me. My bad, Tim. You know what? I'm sorry, Rod. You got to go Tim Thomas. You right. Thank you. And Tim is my guy. I talked to Tim. But see, this is what I'm saying. Jersey basketball is so rich with historians that you would say the name and just Tim Thomas. That's who 1,000%. Tim was ahead of his time, bro.
When you said I'm gonna forget somebody, I already knew that's Tim
was ahead of his time. Hey, Mike, seriously, bro. What he was doing at 6'10" was a cheat code.
Like a video game.
Yeah, that was a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? That's who my Tim Thomas, DeJuan Wagner, Kyrie Irving, and Shaheen Holloway. That's my
all right. I can see that. I can see that.
Ooh, Tim Thomas, wow. And that's my guy too. Me and Tim talk a lot, and but when you under the gun like that, it's hard because you're gonna miss people. Thank you.
That's why I do it. All right, we got 3 more and we done. The transfer portal.
You know what? For me, it's like a love-hate for this, man. Because in some instances, I think it's corny, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be 100% honest with you because I came from an era, and I know every era is different, but I came from an era where you had to earn your keep, man. You had to earn your keep. You know what I'm saying? It can't always be the coach's fault. Like some people have been in the portal like 3 or 4 times, man. And this is why it's important that you do your due diligence and finding a situation that best suits you. You know what I'm saying? Because now you get here, right? You don't like it. Now you transfer. You go, and I know there's people that do it every year or whatever. I do think for some people, if you're not getting the opportunity, you go find a situation that best suits you. You know what I'm saying? That's beneficial or whatever. But it takes away from the organic and authenticity of figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? fighting through adversity. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, nothing in life is going to be handed to you. And I know I grew up where when times get hard, you can't always look to leave this situation and leave that situation. Sometimes you got to figure things out, because sometimes when you figure things out, those lessons throughout that process help groom you to the man or the player that you're going to eventually become. But when every time things get tough, you look for an out, and it never teach you nothing about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to face, adversity. You don't want to, face obstacles or whatever the case is. So I for people that do it, to each his own. Hey, hell, open that door, to each his own. But I also think, it takes away from the authenticity of fighting through adversity and just making a name for yourself when you figure things out. You know what I mean?
And also, it in those towns that don't have pro teams,
right?
Like Kansas and places like that. A lot of the fans complain about that now. They never build relationships with those players no more.
Yes,
because they don't even know who's going to be on the team
next
year.
Yes, because you could come in with a 5 and then 3 of the starters transferring. So now you can never build continuity. You know what I'm saying? Or a certain level of synergy amongst each other. So I think it's kind of making an NCAA, in my opinion, like everybody had watered down a little bit, because my football team is Notre Dame, my basketball team is Georgetown, or whatever the case is. I hope some of these portal people come to Georgetown so we can get back to relevance. You know what I'm saying? y'all. We first team all. It's been rough or whatever, but I think it just take away from the level of just figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Where I come in here as a freshman, I'm playing behind somebody, but I'm gonna go there and prove myself or whatever. If not, then it's always, I always feel like it's an excuse. The coach don't like me. If you're doing it for reasons where you don't get an opportunity, go to an opportunity that's going to best suit you and going to provide an opportunity for you to play. You don't go nowhere just for the name. And I think sometimes that's what wound up happening. I'm going to go here because of this or whatever. But if it's not the best fit for you, then why make that decision? You know what I'm saying? Because now all it's going to lead to you doing is entering yourself into the portal again. You know what I'm saying? I wish the portal was out when I was doing it, but I would have never left Wayne-Patterson. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was going to make it from Wayne-Patterson. I'm not trying to sound cocky or nothing like that, but it's just like the regimen that Jose and I was on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it. It was just a matter of time. You just gotta, take care. But you have to take care of your business. All right. Everything else will fall in place.
All right, last two. Is AAU basketball good or bad?
That's a good question. It's what I can say, Mike? It's become so watered down because there's so many different AAU programs. So you know what I don't like? I kind of face this now, right, where you help develop players. That's, I'm it's our 4th year going into our 5th year, and I've really helped build players and develop players, only for another team, you know what I'm saying, to gain interest in them, and you chasing a name or whatever the case is. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, but it's bad because it's too much homeboy stuff with me, where everybody want to play with their boys or whatever. I ain't never want to play with. You know what I want to play against? If you was the best, I don't want to be on your team. I want to play against you. And I think
what's different now.
Yeah.
That's different now. Yeah. And I think that some people make the mistake, whereas, I will. Kids' parents run to these stack teams.
Yes.
Right? But that's limited, especially in middle school.
Yes.
Like, I don't think that's needed. I think you should play for a team that's going to let you do the most different things. So the game can develop. So now if you want a stack team and you known for shooting, and that's all they doing is letting you shoot, the rest of your game is not developing.
There you go. You gotta face adversity. And what I don't like, when you go with these stacked teams, you're limited, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, everybody's just not an EYBL player. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can get opportunities without playing on the EYBL circuit. Why would I want to be, and there's nothing against EYBL. I'm just saying independently, right? Why would I want to go be the ninth man on the EYBL team with limited opportunities when I could be on just a circuit team that, you know what I'm saying, that's playing a hoop group or whatever the case is, that's having the opportunity to truly develop as a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? And now when you get a chance to maybe playing against one of these teams, you show out. All it takes, I got discovered with Detroit from them coming to watch somebody else and me doing what I think. Jose came and seen Mufi when I was at William Patterson. And what he left out, being impressed by me. So that you gotta look at situations like that. And I think that's what these kids, they chase a name or whatever. You know what? Sometimes you can't chase the hype. You got to create the hype. Create your own hype. Create your own buzz. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying it because I'm my own independent. We had a lot of success in every major platform to this day. I've been fortunate enough to have success and won a championship on or whatever. And, you know, it's a bunch of just, you know, kids that probably overlook or that's probably not as talented, but they really want to learn. And I pour into them and develop them or whatever. And then I throw them in the smoke. And there was times we got smacked or whatever. But those losses, the lessons that we learned from those losses help build us into winners and help teach us how to win. You know what I'm saying? So I will put, you know, I know a lot of people. I can use, you know, my resources to be able to get us in certain doors that probably you just can't get in without knowing certain people. I'm going to put you in front of the people. I'm going to put you in front of smoke. It's up to you what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather have an opportunity to do it where I'm a main ingredient to the team as opposed to be like, just say you put something in roster pasta that ain't even important, like a little salt or something like that. You don't even need that. Roster pasta. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying that's just me, man. So for the kids that's listening out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, find a situation that best suits you, man. Don't chase the hype, man. Create your own hype. You know what I mean? So I think in some instances it's bad. You got good situations, but a lot of situations it is bad. And some of these parents are really unrealistic. That's the only thing that I do. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Last slide. Bronny on the Lakers with his dad.
Right. Now, well, I think it's dope. I really, really do think it's dope. I do. I think, you know, and I know there's been a lot of talk about nepotism or whatever the case is, but the reality of it is owners do it all the time. General managers or people in the higher positions do that all the time. So it's just a part of it's like the belly of the beast. So I respect LeBron for using his leverage to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Or power to leverage his son into getting an opportunity. Now, what I can say is I'm happy for Bronny. I'm happy, and I think it's dope. Just as a black man, I think it's extremely inspiring to see that, you know, because this may never happen in a lifetime again. You know what I'm saying? It's like a once in a lifetime thing. But what I can say is I do feel that there's some people out there that may have gotten overlooked, you know, and that's probably deserving of it. And I can speak from my own personal experiences. It's like, you know, you bust your hump all your life to chase a dream, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for sometimes you to get overlooked for whatever reason, it's kind of like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? You work your tail off or whatever. So if it's any gripe, that's my only gripe about it. I'm not mad at LeBron. I'm not mad at Bronny. I'm happy for Bronny, and I wish him nothing but success. But I do understand if people feel a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go through the ringer where I had to prove myself on every metric and every camp and every, you know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it different. But I think it's dope, man. I wish LeBron and his son nothing but the ultimate. And he's a Laker. You know, I'm a Laker fan. So, you know what I mean? I think it's dope. You know what I
mean? My opinion of it is that if his dad owned the Lakers and he gave him a job in the front office or something like that or whatever,
Right.
But this thing right here is contingent on competition, man.
Nah, and now, Mike, Mike, you taking it somewhere else, and I didn't really dig deep into that, but that's the thing. Let me tell you something, and I know this because I know how my thought process was, right? Everybody's going to be going at that kid, bro. Everybody. The level of competition that's going to be, because even in summer league, there's a lot of people who probably feel like, yo, when I get the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. You get what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. So I do understand if he was on the team, I can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
But this the thing though, the competition part of him not really having to earn it is, and that just don't sit well with me in terms of basketball.
For sure. For you, competitor, you know from where I'm talking.
And one thing that concerns me is I saw an interview with his dad, and his dad said that he don't really care what people think. He just playing. So now I don't even know if this is gonna make him want to work harder to prove everybody wrong.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, I feel wholeheartedly. I feel what you're saying. And as a competitor, you want people to earn, right? For my kids, I don't want them having like being respected because of my name. Like when you earn it on your own metric, it lasts forever. People appreciate them. You appreciate it more individually. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when it's like, you know, you have to constantly hear people say, oh, he's only there because of this. At some point that get corny, man, you know? And for me, I'm the type of person that I want to prove myself. Like, I know I was a Division III player, but I'm going to prove to y'all that you could throw Division III all you, once we step on the court, I guarantee you that go out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need no cosigner or no nut. Just line me up. Let's lace them up and let's see what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, from your perspective, I completely understand it, and I agree with what you're saying and why you feel the way that you feel, because I completely understand it. I was a guy who had to go through, who had to prove myself, who had to Portsmouth prove myself, Summer League prove myself, Phoenix Desert Classic prove myself, pre-draft Chicago prove myself, 11 different NBA individual workouts prove myself. Like, so no, yes, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly why you said.
It's just straight entertainment now. It's not even like it's turning into like a reality show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, come on, we can't be serious. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna harp on it because God has planned what he has planned. I don't know why he planned it like that, but it ain't up to me to know. You get what I'm saying? But I just feel it's something about, I just like raw basketball. Like I don't like. One of the things that pissed me off, I had went to a couple camps when I was covering camps, and the basketball had turned into a show.
Yes.
They had all these kids running on the courts with phones and they clearing out one.
Man. Yeah.
I like real basketball.
Yeah.
Like that stuff. I'm not really into entertainment when it comes to that kind of stuff. I didn't like going to the Rucker and watching people do this. I want to see you kill them in the real game.
Yeah, can you hoop? Yes. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's me.
Look, it ain't no tricks, no gimmicks with me. I'm going straight at you, and I'm talking about the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't I get, listen to me, Mike. I get exactly what you're saying, and I respect it. And everybody, some people that don't understand why you feel that way may perceive it as you just a realist, bro. And I'm telling you, everything that we spoke about, I'm speaking from, I know what it's like. When you have to go through every, to prove yourself or whatever the case is, it's like, yo, man, like, you know what I mean? But I don't have a problem with that. But you know what I do? I appreciate going through that more, because every barrier they put in front of me, you know what I'm saying? I conquered it. I conquered it. So it's just like, can't nobody tell me nothing, man. Everybody has an opinion, but can't nobody tell me nothing. All you have to do is ask around anywhere in Jersey, and I can guarantee you the level of respect that they're going have on my name is and that's all I ever wanted. You know why? Because respect lasts a lifetime, man. And I earned everything. Everything. Nobody ever gave me nothing but an opportunity. Anything, all the respect I earned. I earned.
Indeed. We always close with these two questions, bro. How do you want Horace Jenkins to be remembered?
Yo, Mike, you be, man, bro, your questions be like, yo, it makes me really think, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what? I just want to be, remembered as a person who was who motivated a lot of people, who inspired a lot of people, and who led by example. And what I mean by that, like, my story wasn't the traditional way. You know what I'm saying? I basically took the scenic route. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you this: the average person will have probably been quit. Will have probably been quit. And the average person will probably, but I stayed the course, and just my testimony in itself. You know, God chose me to go through that to be an example to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So now
you just took my last question. I always ask. No, you good. You good. I always ask. Give me something that God allowed you to get through so you could be a testimony for others.
Nah, bro. Like, real talk, man. I realize, like, now, Mike, man, I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to be able to share my story on platforms such as this, you know, because I think the message needs to be heard, you know, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who may be listening, who's probably in if not the same situation, a similar situation, but that they realize that it's light at the end of that tunnel. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's story is different. You know what I'm saying? My story may not have been the one of being this and being that, but in regards to that, you know, I feel like my name is up there with all the people who had all the different things from a high school perspective that I didn't have. But it's a mindset, though. It's a mindset. Before anything can ever become reality, it has to become a mentality. It has to. And like I said, I spoke this years ago, and, you know, here I am now, fortunate enough to share my story on your platform. And like I said, man, I've gained a great appreciation just by sharing it and continue to talk about, you know, my story in itself. And I'm thankful, man. It's a lot of things coming that a lot of people don't know, but just be on the lookout for just a lot of good news, God willing. You know what I mean? Some exciting things. Like I said, I got the Hall of Fame in November. I got some things behind the scenes that my wife and I are working on. I got some surprises coming up, and, you know, all praises to the Most High, man. I'm thankful, man. So I appreciate you having me on here, Mike. You my guy,
on, brother, man. We had to work things out to get it done. And I'm glad that I was persistent. Like, nah, I got to get this done, because I seen your story on a couple other joints, and I said, once I started looking at it, I said, oh, this is how I'm gonna do this. This is how I'm gonna do this. I automatically went into that mode. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I like doing my homework before I bring somebody on, so I can.
No doubt, and I'm humbled by that. Like, you was telling me some things that you had to do your homework. Only people that do their homework would know. Or if you know me, you know. You know, you were telling me some things. I'm like, yeah, I like that, because it wasn't like you were just trying to put something together. You actually did your due diligence and you did your homework. You was prepared. You was asking me certain things, and I'm quite sure that it was some things that we, you know, did get a chance to touch on. But, you know, if I would love to come in there in person and we speak on some of these things, because what I want to do is continue to be able to get the message out to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is possible, man. And I can tell you that sometimes just having an NBA tag, kids immediately gravitate to you. Your word become law. So if I tell them something, I tell the kids something, they hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I can say, they know I was in the NBA, but once they go to just a YouTube or see, like, yo, coach was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The respect that they've garnered from me is unmatched. And it's crazy, because so many kids in my program, we go to different tournaments, like, like I'm so well known. And like even my wife, we go certain places and she like, if you know everybody, and I be trying to tell her in the most humblest way, like, nah, babe, like I used to put on that so people
Yeah.
respect that. And that lasts, like I said, that respect lasts a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So they'll tell her, man, yo, your husband was, oh my, or they'll tell my kids, like, yo, your father, my daughter be like, ah, he all right, and it's, I chuckle at it because it's just a blessing, man. Being able to receive your flowers while you can still smell them.
That's
It
why I
ain't
do
nothing
this,
like that,
brother,
bro.
man. Good luck out there in Kentucky, brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all bring home the title. And I hope you said your daughter out there, right?
Yeah, she out there. Yep.
Yeah, I hope she played well, man. And thanks for coming on, brother. I
I
really
appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, Mike, man. I'm gonna definitely continue to support what you're doing. Anything you got moving forward, man. If you need me for anything, man, I'm a phone call away, bro.
Man, we just did 2.5, so you're gonna have a lot of clips, bro. You're gonna get tired of me putting these joints. I know Lamar probably tired right now. I'll be having the mad clips, bro.
No, cool, man. I appreciate it, man. I can continue to share this on my page and my people's, and like I said, even kids in my program, they get a chance to see and kind of get a closer, in-depth look at the sacrifices and just my story in general. And you know what I'm saying? Like life ain't always gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? But you have to stay the course. You know what I'm saying? You have to, even when you have non-believers or people that give up on you, you have to stay mentally tough to where you stay the course. And I stayed the course, man. And here I am now.
All right, I'm gonna send you the YouTube joint soon as this is over.
Okay.
It's already on your Facebook page. I'm gonna send you the YouTube version, and then I had the clips by the morning. So thanks for coming on, brother. I really
appreciate you, man. One love, Mike. Thanks a lot, bro.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Yep.
This is great interview, man. I like the energy he brought, man, going down memory lane with him, man. It was so dope. It took us a couple weeks to get this done. A couple things that went on, and I want to thank Horace again for coming on, man. Next week we got another guest coming in, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know we up a little late tonight, but I think it was worth it. I can't wait to get these clips back, and enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom.